Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the final day here of the North American semifinals. After today, every single squad in the lobby will have 16 games played, and the bottom 8 will be getting the boot on Mustache Dave, joined with Smash Shouts. Welcome on into today's stream.
Yeah, it's going to be a big one. The last day of semifinals, the final chance for some of these teams to show themselves off and make that glorious run towards the end goal. Well, if you have missed any of the action, you need to go to the PUBG Mobile Esports YouTube channel, get yourself a subscription, hit the bell button, get notified of all the action going on, because it's been a cracker so far, Dave, and today's going to be no different.
Yeah, I mean, especially for some of these teams, we got a lot of storylines to follow, right? The bottom 8 teams, we're going to be paying attention to them. We have a couple squads like Simplicity who aren't playing today. They're in 15th place on the overall leaderboards. They're gonna have to do a little more than praying. They're gonna be sweating. Kind of like how we're sweating out here because the things and the games are getting spicy today. I mean,
well, maybe they won't be paying attention. Maybe they'll be downloading the PUBG mobile app on the iOS and the Google Play Store. Yeah, and playing the game, keeping themselves distracted, because it can be quite nerve-wracking when you are in that position. This is how we got here, though. These are the 24. Well, we started off with 32 teams playing 24 games, and from there we dropped 8. Got 24 teams in the semifinals. This is where we are now in the semifinals. We've played most of our matches now. We've played 20 of the 24 matches. The final 4 today, and then that will decide our top 16 teams moving forward. 10 games, though, for the regional finals. It's not a lot of room to work with. You've got to be on the money for every day, essentially. We have 2 days of the regional finals, 5 games a day.
And here's the point system. First place, 20 points. Second place, 14 points. Third place, 10 points. Fourth place, 8 goes down from there. 11th through 16th will be getting that 1 point. It's better than nothing. And then, of course, each kill will be also getting you 1 point. Here is the groups for today, F and G. So yesterday it was
Group E finishing up.
Yeah, Group E finishing up. Group F will be returning because they had a day off here. So they're going to be fighting for their spots here. A couple squads right out the gate that I got my eye on here. The Revenants are in 16th. Euphoria, AVX. I mean, this is going to be a pretty challenging lobby today.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough one. Teams like Blood and Loyalty are going to be trying to get stuck into the mix as well. Wildcard, they're sitting on the cusp. They need to have a decent day. Wildcard and Method are 2 teams that need to have a top half finish, really, of the day so they can secure their spot into that 16, or the final 16 teams. If they have a poor performance in maybe 2 or 3 of the games, then they could really get overtaken by some of those teams in the bottom half at the moment. Of course, a lot of games still to play, the 4, and anything can happen in those 4 games. Just one big chicken dinner from one of those bottom teams could suddenly catapult them into the race for that top 16.
Yeah, and if it's anything like yesterday, we saw a couple of our bottom teams, I don't want to say getting fed off of, but they were definitely getting hot dropped early on. They were getting taken out. They were losing members here and there, and they just weren't able to come through and successfully make that breach on into that top 16. So we won't be seeing those squads. Hopefully the story won't be the same for our bottom squads here today, because this is their last chance.
Well, I mean, it's the time now is to get nasty. If you're on that cusp of getting eliminated, or maybe you're just below elimination and you need those extra points, now is the time to get nasty and start hot dropping on some of the teams you might perceive to be weaker. Of course, it could backfire and you could end up feeding points.
Yeah,
but
it's worth the risk.
It's worth getting nasty. Wouldn't be hot dropping on some of the teams we have in our lobby today. We've got some superstar teams coming through. I believe we have Team Totality turning up today as well. Tribe. Yeah. So, I mean, those are the teams you probably don't want to hot drop. But then again, maybe something different is what you need. What we need is a bit of Erangel in our lives. It's a fantastic map, the classic map. Big one. The DP28, the gun of, or the unique weapon. And it is a weapon of choice on this map due to the car rotations being pretty heavily involved. Easy to spray down and get some pickoffs there.
Yeah, we see a bunch of players actually getting some nice DP plays. Yesterday was, 6less in that shack, right? I mean, the DP not known for being the best weapon when it comes to getting up close and personal, but the 762 was able to shred over there. So this is the flight plane for game number 1 here today.
Yeah, it's a nice, easy one to go things. Maybe going to Milta or Milta Power might be a little bit difficult, but apart from that, everything's in play. Don't really see many teams choosing to go to Zaki just because this circle, it's a very low probability of starting off there. So it's a pretty simple plane for most teams, most squads. Millie base is still in play. You could loot, you could get on the roads and get yourself a car, go down there. Nova, you can get a car to go down there pretty easily. So it is a pretty safe plane to start the day. I don't expect to be seeing too much shenanigans off the drop. interesting to see if our first circle of the day will pop north of Roshok or south. Yesterday, first circle of the day was a north one. Ended up near Severny, so that really threw a curveball for some of the teams, but managed to handle it pretty well without getting too messy.
Yeah, so we'll be paying attention to a lot of these teams today, but kind of the big heavy hitters in the lobby that I'm also going to be, keeping my eye on. Tribe Gaming, they won 2 chicken dinners yesterday out of 4. They are trying to make the climb to take over Team Totality. Team Totality also going to be playing in today's games as well, so going to have some interesting games. We saw Tribe Gaming dropping over there at Roshok, their normal drop location when it comes to Erangel. I like it because it's pretty centralized when it comes to a majority of circle number 1s here. And talking about circle number 1, Tribe, they're going to be in it. We're going to have just the tip of Zarki, Georgia Pool, Severny. So we will be eliminating the military base, of course, Milta Power, Lipopka, Kameshki. All those areas that I just named will not be in circle number 1. And we see Team Totality still long dropping. Looks like they're going to that shelter mansion area.
Yeah, certainly are. Ruins is about smack bang in the middle of the circle, and the way it's angled or positioned, you'd assume it would go south, but we have seen it be quite nasty. There are the overall leaderboard for the moment. You can see Team 9, they've played all their games. They're just hanging inside that top 10 position. You'd assume that they would be on the edge. They'll be very nervously watching today, as we still have some of these teams to play their games. ATP Gold, Pittsburgh Knights will be featuring today, as well as Tribe and Totality. Totality with a really impressive point. So 223 points after 12 games is the record that I've seen. In the groups, each team played 12 games, and I didn't see anything that high. I believe 210 was probably the highest I saw across some of the regions. So Team Totality really have had an exceptional semi-finals. They've really put the foot to the floor and secured themselves as one of the top teams in the region.
Yeah, you brought up Team 9 here. They're not playing today. They already completed their 16 games. They're in 10th place when it comes to the overall leaderboard. I was backstage with John. You know John, right?
Yep, I know John.
We were tallying up the averages per game when it comes to some of these squads. And Ignite, for example, they get around 9.5. Tempo Storm around 9. Wildcard around 8.5. So the reason I'm bringing these squads up because they're underneath Team 9. And most likely, if they continue on with their averages, should overtake Team 9. Now, the big question is, though, the Revenants. They're in 16th. Euphoria, they're in 17th. They average around 6.6, 6.5 points per game. So will they be able to continue that? Because Team 9, they're at 117 on the leaderboard.
Yeah,
when it comes to a total. So Team 9, they're up there. They're in 10th place. But their spot is still up for grabs today, depending on what these squads do.
We've seen in the other semi-finals across the other regions. Of course, it does differ due to the skill levels of the lobbies and the skill depth of the teams. But about 115 points has been the cutoff for 16th. In fact, we saw, I believe, 2 teams tied on 116 points, 16th and 17th in South America. So I don't think Team 9 will be sitting too comfortable, especially if maybe the lobby turns on its head and maybe Team Totality doesn't have the best day and some of these lower teams like Euphoria get some chicken dinners. We've seen them place well. Euphoria's story really has been a story of placement so far. They've got one of the lower kill counts, but they've been playing really well when it comes to the rotations and getting themselves into good positions. Speaking of good positions, Zute has found himself on a hill. Could be some action early as Sam has found him as well. So the Pittsburgh Knights and Omen, 2 of our biggest squads facing off already. That grenade wasn't cooked quite enough. And it looks like Zute might want to get out of here as Jagger the Frag has come off from the off angle. It might be able to find him here. Zute's under a lot of pressure early on. He can't get out of this. Surely not. He gets the first knock, but in comes the Pittsburgh Knights to back him up. And you'd imagine Zute's bitten off a bit more than he can chew as Vigilante finishes him off.
Yeah, the squad members over there just aren't able to connect in time. They're still near that crates location over there by South George. So looks like Zute might have had a little too much ice cream today. I don't know if you saw. They tweeted their breakfast of the champions or their dinner of the champions. It's a giant ice cream pile, banana split. Boy. Like, it's about a foot tall.
Yeah, be careful. You might give yourself a stomachache.
Dinner of the champions out here, but they will be taken out, caught off guard, like you mentioned, by the Knights.
Yeah, it looked like he was just trying to get that early Everest position. Maybe he thought he got enough loot. Unfortunately, there was already people on mountain. It was an occupied area, as we see Monarch now swimming for his life. That is B2W, finding him in the drink. Looks like Monarch will be fine, though, as B2W don't want to overextend to give up the chase. Pittsburgh Knights continue as people try to climb Everest. They are just swatting them down. Now they're rotating into ruins now. Okay, so they're 2-2 split, actually, as they've still got 2 players in that Everest position. And looks like Cream are wearing the brunt of that. As you can see, Sam up on the top left of your screen, having a nice angle. I believe they might have knocked another Cream player on the deck there. You can see J7 looking for him. Vigilante is doing a bit of reconnaissance in the buggy. So already Pittsburgh Knights off to a flying start.
Yeah, you brought up Cream over there. Did they get what knocked?
A nice little knock there from Easy in the car. This is AVX, who desperately need points too. Method have found Richt, who usually is the last line for Blood and Loyalty, but not this game. These teams all need points too. Not 8DP, but AVX definitely need points, so having one of their players already knocked is not going to be too handy. Blood and Loyalty, again, they need points, Dave. So having one of their players gone, Richt.
Yeah. Blood and Loyalty, Cream Esports, they are at the bottom of the barrel right now. Cream Esports being even further down than Blood and Loyalty. But like you mentioned, you brought up AVX. They are looking to make the climb. If they can just continue on with their averages here, they're in 18th position on the leaderboard, 77 total points. They need to breach into that 100 mark, I would say, after 2 games to have a fighting chance here, as we are going to pop back over to ADP. They're getting shot on rotation. Not too bad. A lot of squads are going to be centering up for the time being, as we see Rain taking some shots. HQA, another team down there at the bottom of leaderboards.
Yeah, HQA, you'd think it's all over but the crying for them at the moment. Just given it's been a really rough semi-finals. The skill increase of the lobby really didn't favor them because it just became so much more difficult.
Well, when it comes to group stages, they also just kind of made it. They're at the very bottom when it comes to group stages as well. So just able to maintain that consistency. They finished 23rd in group stages. They had 27 kills. They had 52 placement points. So we're looking at it right here. They're actually doing a little worse than what they did in group stages. They're at 13 kills with 28 placement points. So something must have happened between group stages and now. Maybe the pressure, maybe the increased skill of the lobby. Yeah,
of course. We're losing the bottom 8 teams. It means the overall skill of the lobby or the level of play does increase, as Euphoria look like they're taking shots today, Dave. Usually they wouldn't have taken that shot at all, but they spotted Vigilante silhouetting on the little ridge there and gave him a bit of a tap for it. His vest's taking a bit of damage. He's only got the level 1 silly vest on, so it's paper thin. Can't really take too much damage.
Yeah, you mentioned the Knights got a 2-2 split going on, right? They got 2 up there on Everest, and then they got 2 down here in the yellows, just kind of overlooking each other. They should be able to provide some cover. It's a good location because if a squad tends to use that road to rotate, it's going to be a death shot, like crossfire.
Yeah, it definitely is. And if the players on Everest do get pushed, they can just fall back to the side of the yellows. And if players try to push over Everest to chase them, the other boys are sitting there waiting for the shots to come in. So it's not a bad little spot. As we see the Revenants, who were in 16th place at the start of the day, I believe. They're having a rotate in. Looks like they're going to be just closer to the river, the Rozhok River. They're on the northern side. The circle has shifted, Dave, and it's gone south. So they're going to look to try and cross that river eventually. As we see a crate being smoked up. Might go for a run for that. Not sure if ATP
in there.
Is doing it.
Yeah, you got some ammo. You got level 3, of course. Extended quick draw, not too bad. Where this is near Tribe and ATP, kind of right between the two. We're gonna have a little battle off, I guess, with the crate in the middle, like we mentioned. I don't think anyone's gonna be getting that anytime soon. When it comes to Tribe and ATP, their positionings are pretty solid within circle number 2. We are gonna see Team Totality making their way on into the east side. Remember, they dropped Lipovka. They were able to get some loot. Ignite, they went down there to military base. They're coming in from the south. So majority of our teams looking pretty good when it comes to circle number 2. We'll see if we have any crashes here. We might not see any crashes just because it's game number 1. There's a lot on the line. Teams might want to play passive today. Yeah, just on that 8 DB position. We've seen them use that on several times on Erangel. When the circle shifted south, they find themselves in that compound just outside of Sunken City. And we saw one game that they managed to spray down 4 or 5 squads and get themselves a chicken dinner, I believe, from that position. So it is a favoured one, kind of like the Knights favour that compound south or west of Milta. Yeah.
Looks like 8DP favour that one just outside of Sunken City. Now, what I want to see, Dave, is I want to see some of these top teams, like Team Totality, Tribe. Yeah, I want to see them just really go out and try and get as many kills as possible today. They know they're safe.
Omen Elite, yeah.
Yeah, Omen. I want to see them try and crush some compounds, have some fun with it, try and get as many kills as they can, you know, set some really high scores. Because at the moment, they're safe. Right? No one's going to take them.
Yeah, if you can recall yesterday, remember I brought up Wi-Fi from Omen Elite. They were talking about how they've been trying out new things. Like you said, They are in 6th place right now with 154 points. That's fairly decent up there. That's safe. So maybe that's what they were trying earlier with that 3-1 split, possibly, going for that scouting. But we do see them in the crates. I would like to see some aggression, maybe try something out like a crash, like you mentioned here. Or if you try, maybe you're just trying to get the 3-peat. I mean, they love their chickens.
Oh, they certainly do. They're well fed, the guys on Tribe. This is a nice little angle that HH24's found himself one of the stars. I know he was commenting on Twitter how he wants to find himself up in the kill leaderboard.
Where were they moving?
Well, he was 30 at the start of yesterday, but he didn't play yesterday.
Yeah.
So he slipped all the way down to 4th or 5th, I believe, with the teams playing. But I think Sixless is in 2nd place with about 34 or 35 kills.
35, okay. So, yeah, I think we should see HH24 breach into there if we...
Oh, certainly.
Should see their consistent performance like we've gotten used to.
I was calling his mate Tensa to drop a 50 today.
Yeah,
he needed 11 for that, so they're going to need a good day, but we've come to expect that from them at the moment, as they are the form team in the region. Looks like Memo from Tribe has picked up that crate, had a Grozer in it. He dropped his shirt for the ghillie suit. Not a bad shout.
Yeah, when it comes to Tribe, we mentioned that they dropped near Rawsock. That's kind of their bread and butter here. They have a total of 73 kills, 13.5k damage. C-Gut with 26 of those kills. Memo with 21 of those kills. Outsider with 11. So kind of see the difference in play styles when it comes to kills and damage on the squad.
Yeah, C-Gut was one of the players that played very well. I believe it was yesterday when he was popping off with the VSS in the first game. It's always nice to see those VSS gods come, and we see the circle come, and it's going right over the top of Pachinki. Southern Fields in the play too, so it's quite rare we see a Pachinki this late in a circle, but hopefully it stays there because those city circles are fantastic. That's a fantastic shot onto Monarch out of the moving buggy range. Chubby ain't playing around. He's trying to confirm the kill as well. Oh, you'd imagine he could, but Monarch might have found himself a little bit of Defilate to play with there as we see the Pittsburgh Knights rotate in. Well, he hasn't found enough of Defilate. He's gone for the game. So Method, they needed to have a secure day. Not starting it off too crash hot. Blood and Loyalty are doing okay though. They lost Rick early, but managing to stabilize.
Good circle for HQA though. The bottom of the barrel when it comes to the squads trying to perform here. They are going to be in a pretty solid spot. We saw just a moment ago. Ignite, they're going to be a little west of Pachinki. Tempo Storm looks like they're trying to crash near that George location of Pachinki. Wildcard going into Pachinki. So we're seeing a lot of rotations coming out. Blood and Loyalty, you just mentioned. They're going to have to rotate around the mountain because they were in the northern half of it, and they're going to run into Omen Elite as we've seen the kill feed. Carnage was kind of caught off guard by them on their rotation, so now they should have a clear path to travel north of Gatka. A lot of teams. 8DP, we mentioned earlier, they were north of the river of Rawsock. They're going to have to cross that water, hopefully not be spotted by Tribe, so we'll see if the kill feed will be popping out as we have a majority of our squad, surprisingly enough, sending it straight center right into Pachinki. Here is a nice aerial view. Tempo Storm wildcard. Yeah,
this Tempo Storm wildcard probably won't get too heavy. They're both inside the circle. Obviously, the church is a fantastic position at the moment, just given the circle. But they've got a nice little oversight of everything. Wildcard, a team that you'd say not too safe at the moment. They need a few more points in the bank to secure their spot, and they are getting peppered out by a B2W who found themselves in the hills with a nice little sight line. Going to dip behind the Defilate there. Make sure you don't get taken out early because B2W are a squad that need points. Oh, they're getting peppered really hard, actually. He'd be quite spicy by now. Probably too spicy for me to handle.
Yeah, Wildcard, you just brought him up there in 13th place. 40 kills, 62 placement points. Definitely a team to watch out for. Remember yesterday they were trying to get rid of that wild choke kind of joke that was going on. They're trying to plan their games a little better because it is a new squad when it comes to working together here. Illusions was the last remaining member from the previous squad, so a little more of a adjustment that they had to make amongst each other. But if they can just maintain their consistency here, hopefully they'll make it onto the next stage. I mean, you'd hope so.
If they can,
you'd like to see it.
Yeah, I'd like to see Wildcard. I think Alucard's a fantastic player, as you mentioned that yesterday.
Up there on the kills.
Up there as a top 10 player in the community. And Avapxia has actually taken out one of the members from Blood and Loyalty, so they're down to half a squad as the circle has been rather rude and shifted about as far away as Pachinki as you can get. Avapxia is putting more hurt onto the Blood and Loyalty guys. Surely they're only down to their last member now by my count, but no, here we are. Yep, there's only one alive at the moment. It is Chubby. And this is a very, very rough start for them if they get cleaned up here. Euphoria are coming across that ridgeline. They need to get into the circle, and Chubby is between them and the safe zone. So hopefully Chubby can Houdini his way out of that for his sake, but not looking too hot.
Yeah, Fantasy, Chubby's team member, is trying to regroup with him, provide that support from the south. Looks like Euphoria are going to be rotating around Chubby. I don't see Chubby popping off in the kill feed quite yet, so Chubby might be trying just to be that snake in the grass.
Wildcard, though, they've crashed in onto Ignite, and Ignite have welcomed that with open arms. Wildcard now rotating his way as Fantasy has gone down to Everfury, so it is only Chubby alive for the Blood Loyalty guys. Sprays start to come in. This is Wi-Fi. He's found Wildcard's rotation as well. So Wildcard out of the flame into the pan because they're getting lit up by 3 squads as Pittsburgh Knights actually get the knock. And they are all stuck in that shack and their cars are deceased. So getting inside the circle for them, rough task. Around that shack is just open field too. So
I mean, this is in the circle. Yeah, they're in the circle. So like you said, they lost their vehicles, but at least they have some type of cover as we see.
I think that's Cream gone. I think Cream has just gone down to 8 DP on the rotation, Dave. Sorry to cut you off, but that is not so great for the Cream guys as they are at the bottom of the leaderboard, as you were saying.
Yeah, and 22nd position, 16 kills, 43 placement points, 3 more games to go. They're going to need a miracle. So hope and pray for them. But like you mentioned, the circle, we saw Wi-Fi from Omen Elite. They're going to be pretty center over there. They were taking the shots at Wildcard from...
I don't think he's going to be taking any more shots as he's the last man alive.
Yeah,
saw Blood Loyalty drop. Yeah, Blood Loyalty dropped out of game 2, so they're done for the first one. They're going to need a bigger performance in the back end of today to make up for it. Ignite, they're looking awfully juicy right now as, well, AVX is looking awfully juicy as this nade comes out from the right hand. HH24 has actually answered onto Ignite, so this is going to help out AVX just a little bit, but that nade won't. As it does manage to knock down one member, drop another member very low. The nades come through. It's just not going to be past that rock to get the knocks. But AVX are bleeding low at the moment. So this fight is a 3-way. And you'd think that AVX are on the losing end of it. Ignite have to pay attention to the threat that is Team Totality. And that is a big threat too, as Tensor and HH24 have been decimating every lobby they've stepped into.
Yeah, this is right on the edge, like you mentioned. We got 3 teams. Team Totality, they look to be pushing up onto Ignite, trying to get the third party. But all 3 of these squads staying extremely close to each other right now. We don't see any of those flanks coming out like we've gotten used to with Richie, I believe, that flanker. So I believe they're just trying to get as much information as possible. We see the sight lines from the Knights not quite clear when it comes to Team Totality. So they're just waiting for the next circle to pop before making any moves.
Yeah, Team Totality being very wary of the Knights down there. They must have got some shots taken at them or heard some stuff going on. Omen, the last man from Omen, Wi-Fi, is just kind of hanging out, praying that nobody finds him. Circle will pop. Where are we going?
Omen, Wi-Fi, and the Knights compound. Ooh. So the Knights, the only team with any type of hard cover. All the other squads in the north, ATP, Method, Euphoria, Tribe, Tempo, they're going to need to push their way down south. We might actually see that fight that we were watching from Ignite pop off here in just a moment as well on the edge. As, you know, the squads, they have this hill to work with.
Wait, Wi-Fi just got run over.
Oh,
he just got finished off by a car.
Oh,
he just got run
B2W.
over. Yeah, B2W has come in and crashed the compound and have collected Wi-Fi on the way through. Quite fortunate.
Omen Elite, done and dusted.
That is, they are done. Now we are seeing HQA and 8DP go at it in the kill feed. That's lighting up. We're also going to see Tribe and Tempo get nasty at each other in a minute. They both need to rotate in. But this is that fight, the Ignite AVX fight that's been brewing for quite a while. It looks like Ignite have them pinned down, to be honest with you. And Team Totality aren't too concerned at the teams at the top of the hill. They're trying to move into the circle. So Ignite might let up here just a bit to get themselves inside the circle, but they're very wary of these AVX guys in the neighborhood. They don't want to be giving them an easy rotation in because this is free kills that they could be taking. In the meantime, we're losing half of our squads. It is the Thanos circle, circle number 5. Euphoria have found themselves losing a player to the Pittsburgh Knights. That's Mitz on the fence line. And XDD has pretty much nowhere to go as Jagger has him in the sights. You can hear the gunfire raining out. We're dropping so many squads now.
Yeah, we got 13 teams remaining, 43 players. Like we mentioned, the Knights, they are going to be in a compound, but Euphoria, they went for a super wide rotate all the way down south, going to be pushing on into the Knights compound. And as if that wasn't bad enough, AVX is trying to do the same exact thing, so we'll have to see in the kill feed what's happening over there. But on the high ground, Ben, We got some fights erupting.
Yeah, we certainly do. Ignite coming in here. But we also had the side of, I believe it was Tempo Storm crash into the middle of AVX and Ignite. So they've really put more fuel to the fire. Richie's on the deck having a crawl, but that's not going to make the line of sight any easier, as the Pittsburgh Knights are now weighing in on this fight too. So we've got 5 squads fighting all over the same little piece of territory. The Knights are in a little compound, just tearing damage down from afar. But you see the overview here. We have these 4 squads all vying for the same area. Method have come in to weigh in the conversation. AVX are down to what looks like their last player, but Ignite, they've managed to survive for so long. You'd think their utility would be almost dry.
Yeah, you would think Ignite has the better position when it comes here, because they do have the high ground. They are able to kind of roll these grenades down the hill, and they have the sight lines over here, as we just saw Tempest get knocked out. Let's see what Ignite can do with this advantage. Hopefully they don't get pushed on by Tempo, because Tempo extremely close to their spot right now.
Certainly are. It looks like Tribe dropped down too, as they had tried to the rough rotation to try and get in from that northwestern side. The nade comes out from Ignite, but doesn't look like it's going to connect. They are shelling that Tempo bunker quite heavily, and the first knock does come out. Will they try and crest the ridge? There are a lot of low tempo members, but they probably won't know that. The flank is on though. He wants to secure these kills. Ignite looking to get aggressive finally. He's going to find the angle, get the spray, but no! Turn on a dime. The Tempo player manages to knock him down straight away. Ignite down 2 players already. Tempo there themselves have won 2 knocks, but they're looking to just regroup at the moment as both teams take a chill pill, try and get the revives to come out. Of course, Tempo don't want to be pushing uphill unless they do. Looks like another knock comes out, and that's Chico and Nico weighing in. The last Ignite member is very low. He does manage to get a full med kit off, but 2 of his players have been knocked out completely. This is going Tempo's way very quickly. Ignite just not able to weather the storm that is the Tempo.
Yeah, Ignite, they have these vehicles to provide that cover. I believe they were able to put Tempo at a standstill for the time being, because Tempo, they also need to regroup.
Their push coming in. He's spotting the shack. This is the... Oh, he walks straight into the spray. Espinosa's not going to be able to trade him out, as he is hurting, but he sees the player push in, but that's not going to be enough. He actually gets pushed while he's healing. So that's the Revenants going out, but Jagger is weighing into the fact with the Pittsburgh Knights pushing up on this fight. Third party comes in, cleans it up. That's Wildcard going out now. Meanwhile, in the kill feed, B2W are weighing in onto Tempo Storm. They've found him, knocked him down, knocked him out. So Ignite trying to descend now off the hill. This is Team Totality, B2W, and Ignite all getting sticky with each other in a very small area. Wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, B2W, you mentioned killing Tempo. That's going to allow Ignite to freely walk off the hill and make their way on into the north here. That was a major play in the advantage of Ignite, as we see them getting crashed now by Everfury, so they're going to need to be careful. But B2W, a nice little spot there in that little wooden shack. Yeah,
Method has actually sent it the long way around the circle. He's trying to find any little cover he can with the Everfury. He's the one player from Method that rotated, and he's the last one, and he's stuck on the outside of the circles. His position ain't too hot, and Jagger knows it. Finishes him off, and now we have oh, that's a self molly. That's not what you want to see. He's knocked his mate out. They'll owe him a beer for that one at least. But you see the Pittsburgh Knights 4 strong in the final circle. Team Totality again, they find themselves looking good in the final circle too.
4 alive from the Knights. Yep.
Yeah, Euphoria have done very well. The XDD, the last snake in the grass, he has done very well to get these placement points, the positioning points. Which we come to expect.
The smokes. Yeah, they got the smokes. I believe they're creeping and crawling, but they got Tempo or Team Totality right in front of them, so they're going to need to be extremely cautious. We see Sam trying to take out those members from Team Totality right now. A lot of snakes in the grass. We see a crate right smack in the middle. Next circle is going to pop here in just a moment. What squad will be favored? Is Ignite going to be in the favorable position? Yes, they will be. So Ignite, they don't need to move. The Knights, they do need to push across this field here with Team Totality looking right at it.
Well, Team Totality know where the bulk of the players are. The Richies have actually got a 2-for-1 on that nade, knocked out B2W of the game. So this gives more room for Team Totality to push up. They're going to push straight in onto Ignite. Richie's actually found Vigilante as well, so 3 in what felt like 3 seconds for Richie. He's turning the game on its head. But you see Euphoria's player XDD and Sam sitting there looking for the angle. And Sam unleashes. He manages to get 2 knocks actually onto the Team Totality members. So this all of see Euphoria's player XDD and Sam sitting there looking for the angle. And Sam unleashes. He manages to get 2 knocks actually onto the Team Totality members. So this all of a sudden leaves Team Totality with 1 man alive. It's Enigma. And he is very wary of Sam, but he could be getting crashed in as Jagger cleans him up with the car, the drive-by from Jagger. That is exceptional to knock Team Totality out of the game. What a play. Don't see that very often, but it is Pittsburgh Knights in the driver's seat now. The one Euphoria player is behind them. Not sure if they know he's there. They have flushed out that area multiple times, but XDD hasn't shown himself at all, and he's managed to snake his way into a top 3 position. Oh, he has been found. J7's found him. So now it comes down to a 4 versus 2.
Yeah, the backstab for the Knights right there on a Team Totality.
Oh, they're all over it.
Such a big play.
That was such a huge play. Sam with the big backstab and the spray to get 2. J7 finishes off Marvis to leave the last Ignite player, Chaos, against the world, and this really has been Pittsburgh Knights' game from start to finish.
Trying to run him over.
Surely not. Jagger's going for the second car kill, mate. You're a clown. Get out of there. Start laying him down. Chaos manages to get 1, but it will be Jagger that finishes him off in the end. The Pittsburgh Knights claim a massive chicken dinner to start the day. That's 18 kills.
6 kills from Jagger. Yeah, Vigilante 3, SJ7 3, Sam 6. So yeah, they're looking to move on up here. Pittsburgh Knights, they were in the mid-pack, 9th place, so they just want to do everything they can. Here's the highlights from game number 1. Starting from the very beginning, we already see the Knights in some type of skirmishes. Remember, they had that 2-2 split on the mountain, and the yellows over there. Zute catching them off guard very early on. That will be the first kill in the bank. 8DP doing some drive-bys over here. Chuba, we saw getting some shots over there, taking down Monarch, so going to be hurting them.
Yeah, he had some good shots. I mean, 8DP were consistent, but they didn't manage to find... They found themselves in the Thanos circle, that 5th circle, 4th circle, what's what John calls it.
That's the one that kills them.
It's the snap that takes out half the teams. But some good performances there. Euphoria finding themselves in the top 3 is very important for their chances going on.
How many kills did they get, though?
Only like 2 or 3, I think, or 1 or 2 maybe. It was a very euphoric performance for them.
Yeah, but they can't afford that right now. I mean, they're in 17th place coming into this game, right? 78 placement points. We want to see them at least bridge the 100-point mark after 2 games. So we'll have to check out the leaderboard, see exactly what happens there. But the Knights, what was it? Circle number 5. They had the compound right smack on top of them.
Yep.
Yeah, the next circles didn't favor them, but it was an easy breezy cover girl move into the new zones. They were able to backstab Team Totality. They took them out. Team Totality definitely the thorn in their side because they had the hard cover. But after they took them out, it was GG. And then you said Jagger with the drive-by, like
that was
the
beautiful.
Confidence from him right there.
Yeah,
off the charts.
He was styling on him, really, but there was that flank. It was the flank from Sam, I believe it was, that Richie managed to knock a whole team out. B2W, he got a 2-for-1 with the nade. They start pushing forward, taking the space, but they didn't account for Sam behind them. Sam gets the double spray down on the Team Totality members, and that's what really sealed the deal. Jagger finishes it off with the drive-by. That was stunning play.
I mean, to be fair, Team Totality, they're kind of stuck between 2 different teams, right? We saw them taking some shots at Ignite to the north of them as well, so they weren't able to focus 100% on to the Knights, which obviously a big mistake because they were gunning for it.
Yeah, it certainly were. It was a good squad, a good fight though. I mean, Method finished up there as well in the top 6-7, and they needed those points. So the teams that needed points did get them at some point. Obviously, we had HQA not getting as many points, Blood and Loyalty not getting as many points as they would have liked, but those teams are
Revenants
almost out. Revenants didn't get that many points either. I believe they got wiped out in a 3-way fight.
Yeah, I mean, talk about the cusp. They're in 16th place.
They might not be in 16th place after this. I think like they might be moving down.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. So all these teams, trying to get as many points as possible here. 3 more games to go. You hate to see these squads because we've came to kind of, know the community. We've spoken to multiple team members out there. You hate to see them, in this situation, but that's the name of the game. It's a battle royale. Last team standing, right?
It's the nature of competition, isn't it?
Top 16 teams will be making it on to the next stage. So let's go check out the leaderboards from match number 1, Pittsburgh Knights. Yep, we saw them getting the chicken there, 38 points. Ignite, okay, Ignite getting 18 points. B2W, that's another team that is down there at the bottom, will be getting 14 points. Euphoria, this is our question. 11 points, 1 kill.
Yeah, 1 kill. It's almost double the average, though. They do average getting about 6 points a game, 6.5. So getting 11 points isn't too shabby to start the day off. Method picking up 10, Wildcard picking up 10. Tempo Storm, who've been quiet in the semifinals, but they're doing just enough to survive, you'd say. So picking up 9 for them, that's not a bad start to the day. There's the Revenants, though. 5 points for the first game. They'd want more than that, for sure. Yeah,
that's gonna hurt them. I mean, 3 more games to go. 8DP, they were right there in the mid-pack, so they can afford a poor performance when it comes to getting number 1. They got 4 points. HQA, 3 points. Blood and Loyalty, 3 points. AVX, 2 points. Tribe, not something we're used to seeing here. I mean, they kind of got scuffed. Remember, they dropped Raw's Hog. They were pushing on into the zone. I believe they kind of touched around Pachinki, but then we saw the yoink all the way down there to the west. A lot of teams actually investing at least near Pachinki this game because, I mean, it looked, to be fair, that we were going to be heading to Pachinki ending.
Yeah, it was looking like it.
But that hard shift definitely throwing us off. So here's the overall leaderboards, Ben.
Yeah, it's the Pittsburgh Knights that move themselves up, but doesn't really matter. You'd assume every player or every team on this page is completely safe now with 150 points. There's a big buffer to go in, so you'd imagine you would be seeing these 8 teams in the finals, which is great to see.
Was it like next week?
Yep, next week I believe it is. We have a little bit of a break before the finals, then we
4 days.
Get stuck into it. But as you saw, Tribe not really adding to their tally. They do break the 200 mark though, so that's good for them. They're at 201.
I mean, Tribe, they're trying to overtake Team Totality. Let's be real. I mean, they got the most chicken dinners here. Yep. Yes, you know, both teams will be moving on in, like you just said, but the bragging rights.
Oh, the bragging rights.
I mean, the chicken dinners, the bragging rights, here we go. The mid-pack ATP are going to be up to the top, but my eye right now, Ben, my eye, 16th, 15th, 14th, like Euphoria. Did they just, they just breached. So they breached in. They overtook the Revenants. Before this game, they were in 17th place. So Revenants down there.
They're sweating. They had such a good performance in the group stage, but they haven't been able to back it up. Their star player Espinoza needs to come alive today if he is going to come alive at all. Method, with their consistency, keep themselves inside the top 16 as well as Wildcard. Tempo Storm move above Team 9, but that was always going to happen eventually today. Ignite had a big move as well, getting themselves up pretty high. This is the squads that are in danger though. We see Revenants, B2W, AVX, Blood and Loyalty are all vying for a playoff run. You'd imagine Cream, 6 Angry Men, they're all done. You'd imagine Cream and HQA are all done. 6 Angry Men didn't show up yesterday, so they're not going to add to their
Hopefully
tally.
They show up right for the last 3 games just because, you know, sportsmanship and all that stuff. But Blood and Loyalty still fighting. They did get bumped down a notch. AVX getting bumped down a notch. BTW, after last game's performance, the only squad on the bottom 8 with the chicken dinner. Very interesting kind of takeaway right there.
And if you remember, their chicken dinner was on Miramar the last time we shouted them.
And we have Miramar today.
We have Miramar today, so it can come alive. HH24 didn't add to his tally. Tensor's got 40 though.
Need 10 more? Need 10 more?
10 more in 3 games.
Make Ben happy. 6less, not going to be playing today. 34, so we'll probably see them kind of get shifted. Actually, Cloud9, they're not here either. So it's only HH24 really, Tensor. And whoever is in 6th place to try to breach the kill leaderboard.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see where some of these Pittsburgh Knights players are at. They've had some pretty high kill games, so maybe Jagger, J7, Sam might be up in that area. No kills added for HH24 though, so didn't have the best game to start the day. Yeah. They finished up pretty high in the placings too. So
I mean, we saw them with their high ground, you know, kind of vantage point with the DP taking some shots. We didn't see them really pop off in the kill feed. But we got 3 more games to go, Ben. So HH24 definitely has an opportunity to maybe get 2nd place, maybe overtake Tensa, maybe overtake Tensa. That's a big maybe. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with 3 more games. North America semifinals.
PUBG Mobile Team Deathmatch. Anytime, anywhere. There is a better choice.
Illusions. He knows the player's there, but he's hearing the. Did he hear that? He goes to the push and he's going to find the knock. Is he? Yes.
Oh, okay.
He just finds the knock and he was shooting into the pan there a little bit. also are on the hunt for this last player, Illusions. He's going to run straight past him. He does find him with the spray of the Uzi, but he doesn't actually finish him off quickly enough. Knocks and kills they could get, as you mentioned before.
Oh,
Secret's actually knocked a second member of
Can you get the other one? Ooh, Russell.
Does, and that's...
Beat for cover, though.
Now he comes out.
Up.
He's going to
take down on you.
Gets a second. He needs the second here as well. He's a one and done position. He manages to do it, though. He gets the second and the game for the Tribe.
So Euphoria getting the better half of that. They have their
they've pulled up on Sixless. Sixless doesn't. They don't know he's here. Maybe they do.
Oh,
they do.
Yeah, they look.
Sixless has found one though. He found both.
With the DP.
Sixless.
Just playing and waiting and biting his tongue, waiting for the right opportunity to pounce onto Xiaoxi, but Xiaoxi is still, again, he has the elevation, he's right on top, and Sibu doesn't have helmet, as AJ just said, so he might be in trouble, but Xiaoxi actually falls down all the way, and he actually dies. What the heck just happened there? And Sibu, but he's all alone here, as Sergio already got dropped, so CTL's
surprise!
Left with one player. Then
and that's a great grenade!
Holy smokes, yo, totally go pace. They've dropped gears a little bit, but of course the thing is, yeah, we saw Group A battle Group B, and then Group C battle Group D, but we didn't see Group A battle Group C just yet. So I think Group A and Group C.
He could have stayed ahead of the blue.
Why are you healing?
He's trying to out-heal. To be fair, at the current rate, he will be fine. He's banking on Unique taking down Dream Eaters before the next phase pops, because after that, he will not be able to out-heal.
There is a secure position behind this hillside, though.
I know.
There's really no reason for this. I think this is a very big mistake from Mysterio and Myth. He won't be able to out-heal the next. He's got a couple, but that's him out. Yeah. Really big whiff there from Mysterio and Myth. I think they could have absolutely come on the backside of Dream Eaters.
Ooh, out comes Frost. Is able to get it, but he needs to mount up. He needs to try and heal. No. He got the wrong. He popped the wrong heal. He is going to go down, and now it's just Mortal trying to hold it.
To drop him, a couple of players left. It's
he doesn't
Nagasaki.
know.
Yeah, Nagasaki is there.
It's a hide and seek game right now. Like everybody's like, where is that guy? Like he's like, I'm chilling. Like everything's good. Like.
Yeah, it's all good in the hood as Euphoria is all alone. Nagasaki is their player, but he has been found.
They're not finding him.
No, they don't know where he's at. Okay, they found him. Finally, they found him. So it will be IF.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the North America semifinals. Final day here. My name is Mustache Dave, joined with Smash Shots. A lot of shouting that last game. A lot of action that last game. Pretty jam-packed.
It was definitely jam-packed, especially those ending circles where there's not that much cover to play with. You saw Team Totality get taken out by the Pittsburgh Knights in a comical fashion. Jagger running over the cart.
Yeah.
If you did
Jagger
miss it,
tried to get the double run over,
He did.
too.
He was very greedy with it. He ended up finishing the game off. He did miss it, Jagger running people over in a buggy. Go to the PUBG Mobile Esports YouTube channel and then watch back the VODs because they're exceptional and top quality. Got the live chat there from YouTube as well. I always bang that on, see what everyone's talking about.
I'm sure Jagger will actually clip their own run over play because I would like to see their point of view.
Yeah, I'd love to see their point of view. If you want to get your own run over highlight plays though, you need to download the game. The PUBG mobile game is free in the iOS store and the Google Play Store. So get into it and get running people over.
Like Jagger.
Like Jagger.
Jagger the Fragger.
Yeah.
Trying to make the come up over here. So the Knights getting the first chicken dinner here of today. They were able to make it on into late game 4 live. Definitely a plus when it comes to getting those chicken dinners. Omen Elite getting taken out extremely early on that game. We saw them spread. They had a member all the way down there. Mount Everest caught off guard by the Knights. And then, what was it? Carnage also caught off guard by...
It was on rotation,
On rotation by... It wasn't
Could have been 8GP or 8 HQA 8GP.
HQA, one of those squads. So they kind of got picked apart. But Ignite with the high ground in that fight with Tempo Storm, right? Tempo Storm, they were making the push up there. They held off because they didn't find it to be worth, especially with the next zone. And then, what was it? B2W.
B2W weighed in and finished off Tempo Storm.
Tempo, Ignite just walked on down.
Yeah, saved Ignite's bacon there, didn't they?
Yeah.
And unfortunately for B2W, they got knocked out by a beautiful nade by Richie. He got a 2-for-1, which makes up for his previous plays. We've seen Richie and nades
Richie
not really
definitely made up.
It definitely has, but I just go back to that Richie nade on the coastline and
we saw that. Yeah, we saw that.
Shout out to Richie being a good sport about it and improving his nade play, and it's come to fruition, getting himself 2 kills with it. It's always fun.
So on the break, surfing the web, surfing the gram, checking out all the pictures of everybody. I saw HH24's like, listen, I'm coming for Tenta's spot.
Oh,
I'm gonna get Tenta's spot. So
really?
We'll see. 3 more games to go. We are gonna be heading on over to Sanhok, the final Sanhok of the semifinals.
Final Sanhok of the semifinals. One of your favorite maps? Sanhok, you like it?
I'm about to cry.
Well, don't cry, because actually, no, we have 2 shits here, so cry all you like. You're alright. The plane path, Dave, it's a bit of a safe one. It is Sanhok, so the plane path isn't as impactful, but everyone should be able to get to where they want to be here today. Has been a very safe day. Safe circle was the first one, last game as well, so don't expect too much action early on in the Sanhok. We'll have to see who occupies the booty C. That's always a good spot to be, as it's quite filled with loot, but hard to get out of, as we have seen teams struggle to rotate in the later stages of the game out of there. It looks like Omen will be sailing over the top of it for now.
What does chatting out mean?
Chatting out means like being the alpha.
Okay.
Because Chad was that guy at high school that always bullied all the nerds.
Oh, I see Blink in the chat saying Tribe actually chatting out, so I just want to see what that meant.
Well, they weren't chatting out last game. They got knocked out pretty early.
Team Totality's chatting out.
Team Totality is the chatting out one, yeah.
First circle is going to go on up. Pretty centralized. All the squads should be able to easily make their way on in, as we are going to be seeing the chads of the lobby right there on your screens. HQA, it's going to be the last time I really talk about them. All right, unless they perform this game, I mean, they're all the way down there at the bottom. You hate to see it, but when it comes to their stats, all right, they only had 13 kills coming into today. Land 2, Salty 2, Wang with 4, and then Cross with 5. That's it.
That's not a lot to write home about. We do see Omen, who have found themselves in a bit of a 2-2 split in the boot camp area. Blood and Loyalty are surrounding them. So if they get spotted by any of these Blood and Loyalty members, it could get very, very messy for Omen, who didn't have the most fantastic game last time around. Wi-Fi's managed to pick himself up a level 3 skid lid, so that will protect you from most things. Mozzies can't even get in there. They're pretty good. Definitely need the protection from the mosquitoes on Sanhok. Okay, so Spring is actually on the high ground overwatching this, so they could get some assistance, but getting out of this situation could be very difficult if they are spotted, and it looks like Rick might know something's up.
I feel like this is exactly kind of what happened to Omen last game. There were 2 spread apart early game. They got an initial knock on 2 other members, and they're just not able to respond within a given time to, get them up, to help them out, to assist. I do see Spring all the way out there. Carnage also out there, but I would like to see him push up and really provide that support for the squad. Maybe even pincer the Blood and Loyalty squad down there.
Yeah, as we are on board with Sigurd, one of the tribesmen. He has been the top fragger from the tribe, I believe.
Fear the tribe.
Yeah, Fear the tribe in the chat. They got 5 chicken dinners to their name in the semi-finals. They had a beautiful conversion rate of 50% at one point. Okay, Blood and Loyalty have definitely spotted as Wi-Fi has taken Chubby down to about, well, you say 20% HP.
Yeah.
So this is now a sticky situation for both of these squads, as I don't think Blood and Loyalty know where the extra tribe, Omen players are, sorry. But it does look like Omen have been employing that 2-2 split today, with Wi-Fi and Zute being one of the forces, and then Spring up there in the north as well.
Yeah, Spring is actually trying to wrap around to the west, trying to get the flank. So Carnage will remain up there on the high ground, overlooking their squad members. Spring trying to get a little closer, trying to get an off angle, possibly onto Cobra. Zute and Wi-Fi are going to kind of be that distraction right now, taking these shots, getting the Blood and Loyalty members to tunnel onto them, in a sense.
The Blood and Loyalty members have actually rotated between, so now they're stuck between the two forces of Omen. Probably not the way they would have been going if they knew all the information.
It's a big fight.
This is a big fight. This is two of the top teams. Vigilante is actually going to go out into the open to try and get closer to that rock, and he has been tagged down by HH24. He looks hungry for blood as he pushes on to Vigilante. I don't think any of the Pittsburgh Knights have the angle to trade him out, and they don't. So he's managed to fall down, and that's HH24 taking the first of Sanhok. He definitely needs it if he's going to catch up. Chica.
Wi-Fi, closing the gap over here, getting super close to Cobra. We saw Cobra chunk down just a little bit, but right back to it.
This is right back into it. Sam has been knocked down. Tensor's found that knock. He's going to res his mate. Enigma. Jagger's trading on. He's actually knocked HH24 out and Richie out. So Jagger's claimed 2. Now 3 players are knocked from Team Totality. The J7's on the flank too. Tensor's on about half HP. He is the last player remaining. He's trying to get the revive up onto Enigma, but he has to peek out. He's going to try and get the finish onto Sam. He doesn't quite land it as Jagger's actually cleaned up 3 of Team Totality to finish them off. Now we're back into the action already. Blood and Loyalty getting shelled by Omen.
I blame it on Blank, calling on the Chads.
Yeah, he's really put the mocker on him. Cursed him out, but that's fantastic for the Pittsburgh Knights as they've cleaned up one of the major threats in the lobbies.
The biggest threat.
The biggest threat. Unfortunately, HH24 isn't going to be moving towards that kill leader.
Tensa.
But Jagger might just have overtaken HH24 as he's knocked up 9 kills in 2 games and he's still going.
Looks like this fight is coming to kind of a standoff right now as Omen are going to be surrounding him. We still see Spring on the off angle, but Rick will be spotting out Spring.
Yeah, with that 2 times, not quite able to spot him. Wi-Fi and Zute have done a very good job of moving around as a 2-man unit, clearing places together. You'd imagine they're looking to trade each other out. If they ever run into one of the Blood and Loyalty members, you'd imagine they'd have the advantage there. Carnage is still on that original high ground too, waiting for anyone to try and rotate to help out. I believe that's...
I want to see Zute and Wi-Fi just breach the third
top
story.
Floor,
yeah.
Take Cobra.
They're getting ready to. They know that they are here. They just don't want to be caught off guard because they have to go outside, I believe, to get up there.
Yeah, they do.
And look at this. Yeah, Fantasy's holding those stairs.
Yeah, he's buying his time.
This is great. This is great.
This fight is...
This is a nice bait, actually.
If
Cobra.
Yeah. Because the only way to get up there is those stairs that are in view.
Or grenade, maybe, from the opposite end.
Maybe. But you can see Cobra taking the shots, trying to bait Wi-Fi and Zute to move up those stairs. Fantasy's actually changed his angle, so he's not watching those stairs right now.
Yeah.
So this could be a window of opportunity for the boys on Omen to get through. If only they knew. Looks like they don't, as Wi-Fi has another sports skin on. This is the basketball one he was wearing yesterday.
We should expect the football one next, of course, on our final game of Miramar. So, Circle slowly closing in. These 2 teams are not center, but they're definitely within circle number 1, so they are allowed to use as much time as possible. My fear is, okay, here's the classic Wi-Fi just kind of signal.
Being annoying bait.
They could take as much time as possible because after they, either squad wipes each other out, they can finish looting up boot camp as well, and they should be fairly decent moving on into the mid game here.
Method wearing some heat from Tempo is not good for their chances of moving on, as they needed a decent day. Also saw Jagger getting another knock on a Cream member. So
who threw that smoke? Maybe Cobra.
Maybe it was Cobra smoking himself up. Never know.
I want to see Carnage reposition. You know, Carnage and Spring, yeah, they're holding these off angles, but remember, Spring is spotted. Spring will be taking some shots in the background. This whole time, Carnage, you know, has just been looking at this, not taking any shots because they don't have any real vision of what's happening right now.
Yeah, certainly don't. Tempo versus Method is a fight that's kicking off elsewhere, and Method are losing that fight quite handedly. As I believe that might even be 2 or 3 members who are going down. That's a nice shot. That actually is Method taken out by Tempo. So not the start that they would have wanted at all. Tempo maybe finding themselves a little bit of form towards the end of the semifinals, but Method, one more game like that and they will be sweating bullets.
Yeah, I mean, Method, they don't really have much room to work with. Last game, they didn't have the best performances.
They got 10 points.
They got 10 points. I mean, that's pretty solid, but they were in 13th spot coming into today with an average of 8.5 points per game. So you'd like to see them qualify. That's the team that we made mention over there. Revenants hot on their trail. Euphoria hot on their trail. So those 2 teams also still alive.
Certainly are. Cobra's actually managed to find the knock onto Wi-Fi in this fight, as it looks like Omen were trying to get out of this engagement. He's actually doubled up, taking down Zute as well. So Omen have lost out in this engagement quite handedly, as 2 players from the team have been knocked. That's half the squad. Simple maths there. They aren't able to be finished off just yet. You might see the smoke wall come out, but yeah, as Wi-Fi crawls away from cover, he's being finished off by Cobra, and
Spring's pulling off.
Yeah, he's heading for the water. Zute will go down, and that will leave Omen bleeding out.
So they tried to disengage off this, which I understand, but they still could have held out. Like, there was no reason to really push out. No, this is in the circle. They could have used as much time as possible. Might have even been able to wait it out a little bit, because B2W, they're pretty close, and they might have wanted to third party this, so that could have been another opportunity to kind of have that distraction to kind of pull off this fight.
Yeah, there is Zute finally confirmed, and that is the thing with bootcamp. The first team to rotate out of bootcamp usually loses, because there's just so little cover between bootcamp and the surrounding hills or surrounding compounds. It's essentially flat land. So if you're not throwing the smokes out, or if you're not timing it to perfection,
what are you doing?
Yeah, you're getting, well, you're having a dirt nap, really, aren't you?
A mud sandwich.
Mud sandwich?
Because Sanhok is moist, right?
Yeah, it looks very moist, doesn't it? It looks damp. Moist.
Luscious greenery out here. As we are going to have the next circle pop here in just one moment. Let's see who's going to be favored. So not too harsh when it comes to everybody. Everybody actually is in it. All the squads are in it. So we don't necessarily need to see any movements come out unless a squad has some particular compound in their sights that they might want to move to. But besides that, I mean, do you see anything else really sticking out to you?
No, the only thing that's quite odd to me is the Painam River is still in play, quite like the whole thing of it.
Right in the middle,
so Painam is very central, and we saw, I believe it was Tribe actually dropped right in there. So they've got a nice little place to be. You would expect a lot of teams trying to rotate around them. We have lost 2 teams completely, which is quite rare this early on. We're 10.5 minutes in. Losing 2 full squads is a lot of players to lose. So teams will have a lot of room in this next circle to try and find where they want to be. You wouldn't think too many people would be running into each other.
Julius in the chat. Follow for follow. Hook it up. Mustache Dave underscore.
Mustache
Smash
Dave
shouts.
Yep.
Underscore?
No underscore.
No underscore. No underscore.
Follow, See, my name isn't popular enough for needing the underscores.
Hey, we're just keeping it real out here. So looking at the circle, remember we mentioned not a lot of teams need to make the movement, but we see Omen Elite Spring. They did opt to swim over the river to get away from boot camp. Carnage, they're split right now. Carnage is in Painam. Spring is on the opposite end outside the zone. So it's going to be interesting to see if those 2 members could kind of regroup, because B2W are right between them. Yesterday's circles, not similar, but we did have a quarry ending, which was pretty exciting. Tribe ending that one on a W. Tribe actually kind of near quarry.
Yeah, that was...
So they're used to this area.
The theme of the day yesterday was Memo on the flank in the final circle. He managed to clean up 2 chicken dinner wins off his own gun in the final circles. So look for him in the later stages of the game with his positioning. We are on board with Tribe now, as they've moved out of Painam itself and into the surrounding hills. Just north.
Got Sixless in the chat as well.
Yep, Sixless.
What's up, Sixless? You're watching your kill lead slowly get taken away.
Definitely going to be taken away.
HH24 is dead.
Yeah, he's quiet.
So they're not going to do anything this game.
But the one I'd be worried about, I reckon Jagger's overtaken HH24.
And talking about Jagger, the Knights, they are right smack in the middle of it too. So you would have to guess they'd be favored in the next circle.
They've found themselves in a fantastic position leading into the mid-game. It is Circle 2, so things tend to slow down here for a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
HQA, going to be down there by Camp Charlie. No one, opting to go into your cave. Unfortunate. Euphoria, they are near the cave. Ooh. They might have actually looted it, possibly. They're super close to it. What do you see?
Springs committed the cardinal sin, and he's hopped on a vehicle for a moment there to cross over the river. Managed to get away from B2W, but I wonder what his vehicle of choice is. It doesn't look like a tuk-tuk as it's moving.
Oh, that's a low blow. That's a low blow.
Well, it's a tuk-tuk is everybody. He's about to rotate into the middle of 3 squads.
Cream and Blood and Loyalty sending it right into him. Looks like Cream and Blood and Loyalty are actually getting ready to engage each other. Ooh, while Spring quickly is going to be...
He's tucked away, actually.
Yeah, just kind of baiting him. I feel like Spring made a bunch of noise, kind of baited him to kind of, be aware of each other. And they said, I'm going back to Carnage. So
I don't know how he got out of there alive.
we heard the shots, too.
Yeah.
We heard the shots. So we see a crate out there. Alucard chunked down just a little bit. Tempo up there on the high ground. Possibly Alucard's going for the crate, but was contested because Tempo, they have pretty solid sightlines. If I was Tempo right now, I'd probably get that crate. It seems pretty free.
Yeah, so we have to see what their weapons and armor are like, obviously. Alucard would love it, because he is using the paper-thin level 1 vest, which is incredibly frustrating to be wearing at this point in the game.
So we will have the next circle pop. Do you have any predictions, south, north, east, west?
Let's go Quarry again. Let's
Quarry.
2 for 2 Quarry.
Okay.
2 days in a row.
Okay.
Let's make it.
Oh, and
all right.
Just like that, not Quarry.
Nope. Not
going to be centering kind of onto Pinam. We still got the water in play, so that's going to play a major factor because almost all the squads are to the east of the river, and they will need to cross. The only squad on the west side of the river is Ignite, and they are loving it. They are near the ruins area. They will have a lot of room to work with, but almost immediately we see the Knights. They're in vehicles. They're going to be using that little bridge to cross on over to the west side. A lot of teams, I'm actually surprised, a lot of teams aren't moving yet, which kind of startles me because the east side is going to be heavily contested here.
Yeah, certainly is. Knights using that little sandbar and little bridge to cross over in vehicles, which is quite rare on Sanhok, especially this late in the game.
They could camp it too. They could camp the sandbar.
But it is that eastern side. That is going to kick off. You see Tempo doing a bit of two-wheel action. They have clicked up a lot of kills. Yeah, they're rotating in by vehicle as well. So the team's trying to use the vehicles on Sanhok, quite rare, but you've seen the action start to kick off in the kill feed as a lot of teams have been displaced by this hard shift. Springs managed to actually find one of the Tempo players on the rotate. Might even found the second, as he's actually confirmed out. Chica. Looks like Nico is in the area as well. Jagger's actually been knocked by HQA, so not getting the easiest answer in here, but Omen have found themselves in a contested compound. This is the side of Revenants onto Euphoria, so this is a big fight in the standings coming through. Euphoria managed to trade 1 for 1, but they are outgunned in the area. Espinoza is on his way to clean up, but he's not able to do it. There is one Euphoria player alive. The Revenants are reinforcing as fast as they can, and you imagine this finish, yep, taps him on the toes, he's done. Tanker on the flanker, gets one. He's going to finish off the second, maybe? No, he's waiting for this player, this live player. He wants the live feed. Tanker is now the last player alive for Revenants. He's taking his time, reviving Espinoza. What can Sergio
1v1.
do?
Yeah, it's a 1v1. Sergio needs to push this.
He's pushing, and the action will be there, and it will be Tanker dropping down. So Euphoria claiming 6 kills already.
Wow.
They are down to 1 member strong, and so are Omen. Carnage, the last player alive, has been crashed in by Blood and Loyalty and Tempo. Tempo only sent 2 to this fight. They lost 1 pretty early. It will be Carnage versus Nico on the outside of this property for the naming rights. Oh, Carnage drops very low. One more shot will do him in. He's sprayed all the way. He's out of ammunition. He quite can't fight the window. Carnage dropping very low. You'd imagine he'd go down. You wouldn't vault into here. Surely not. Will he take the time to med up? He will. Blood and Loyalty hearing this, but they're not processing that it's only a 1v1. Otherwise, you'd imagine they'd be all over it.
Yeah, I mean, Carnage lucking out right there. I mean, dead to rights, in my opinion, right there.
Certainly.
But Blood to Loyalty, super close. And I believe Nico recognizing the danger of the situation, not wanting to get so aggressive. We did see the circle pop, like we mentioned. Knights are going to be fairly center. AVX are going to be in Pinam. Ignite down there, squaring off against B2W. Who did Euphoria wipe out again? Who did they wipe
Revenants,
out? Sergio? Okay,
yeah.
that was big. That was big because
big.
Revenants, they were in 16th place, right? Euphoria in 17th place. So you already mentioned they got 6 kills to their name. Today's the day that Euphoria needs to play out of their minds if they want to qualify.
Certainly do. The second squad from Tempo, the second duo, is coming in off the hills. They will sandwich Blood and Loyalty a little bit. So they are trying to get their way into the blue, well, out of the blue and into the next circle. I can't believe the circle that we've been gifted, Dave. It is an absolute shocker as the river is still in.
River's still in. AVX are going to be laughing at this one, especially at all the teams that did cross the river. We see Tribe down there in the south, ATP trying to make their way on over the bridge. So we might see Tribe and ATP kind of duke it out for the bridge. But over here, we got Rick still taking those shots at these final members, the solo members, I believe, of Tempo Storm.
Oh, he's getting shot back too as Rick wears a few to the face. Tempo are now aware. They have one player, Nico, on the safe side of the circle. And then they have the 2 pushing in from the high ground. So if they can use their smokes effectively, Nico might be able to play spoiler here a little bit. There is, of course, Carnage from Omen stuck in a house in the middle of all this. So this could get very messy with third parties. It looks like Blood and Loyalty are being penned in by Tempo as Rain and Spec have managed to worm their way towards this compound. That was ATP and Tribe on the rotate.
Looks like Tribe got the best of the bridge camp, and ATP, they're going to remain on the west side, which could be deadly for them because HQ8 are going to be camping that southwest edge of the new circle. Blood Loyalty doing okay for now. They will need to push just a little bit. Carnage, the solo member for Omen, still alive, by the way, still alive.
Yeah, he's hanging on.
Trying to survive.
Blood and Loyalty, though, they've really been stuck in this house, while Tempo have managed to freely rotate into the circle. So that's going to be a difficult rotation for Blood and Loyalty to get in now. As Pinam is full
especially with
of
Cream
people.
there, right? Like you mentioned, Cream's over there to the east, and Tempo, they are going to be going to Pinam. Pinam, 3 teams already there. I mean, it's solid cover, so I understand it. It's going to be deadly, though, with all these nooks and crannies that players can be camping, the different angles here. If you want to work your way on through Pinam, it's going to be dangerous as we see Tempo attempting to do just that right now. Will they survive?
Yeah, I think the Knights are about to come alive. Ignite are pushing in towards them. They might not know that the Knights are home. Not a squad I'd be pushing into at this stage of the game.
The Knights, how many members alive, though? It looks like 2, possibly. So they definitely won't have the numbers advantage if Ignite do decide to crash onto there.
Carnage have popped up. He's popped up, the last player from Omen, and he's made Blood and Loyalty aware of his presence, knocking one of them out. It is a 1v4 situation, but he's actually managed to knock that player, and he's in the blue, so he might have just hurt Blood and Loyalty a lot with that cheeky play.
Yeah, we hear the shot still from Carnage in the distance. B2W holding these angles, just waiting for someone to possibly move on from that uphill spot. Might have been Ignite, but Ignite, they are going to be opting to go south right into ATP. We see the kill feed Ignite already popping off onto ATP.
We do see that, and we see the shift in the circle too. As Tempo have managed to find themselves a little backstab on this fight. The Blood and Loyalty players trying to rotate in off that compound that they were penned in for so long. They've managed to find themselves coming into Tempo's crosshairs. So they had Tempo pinned down, but the tides have turned.
Yeah, the tides have definitely turned for all these squads in Pinam. They are going to have to make the push on into New Zone. Like you mentioned, Cream, they will be favored. Wildcard are going to be over there on the east side. Tribe still trying to make their way on in. Sergio still alive out there as well. So all these teams going to have to swim across the water trying to get on into New Zone. It's going to slow them down in the process.
Yeah, so Tempo have now taken out Blood and Loyalty. So Blood and Loyalty not reading the play right there. Tempo managed to get the best of them at the end of the day. It is Pittsburgh Knights down to 2. They're going to have to find themselves into the circle. Cream have found themselves in the circle. AVX, Wildcard, they're the big 3 in the circle with the positioning. But we're on board with V2W now. This is the Pinam fight. You mentioned if the circle rotates away from Pinam, we're going to see some Carnage. Carnage has been knocked out, but V2W...
surviving a little longer, though.
Yeah, he did, but
still 1 point.
That's 2 players from Tempo that have been knocked out. The last one is on a slither of HP, getting away in a buggy. You'd assume he's not long for the world. Alucard started to knock out some Tribe players, but
J7.
This is, J7 onto Ignite. He knows they're there, and he probably wants the kill points more than anything.
But
he's and it will be Chaos finding him out. These players are all in the blue, and the blue's starting to hurt, so you'd imagine all these teams are mutually assured destruction as the kill feed is popping off. Wildcard are really putting some hurt onto some squads out on that western side. Still 4 strong. teams that are rotating in. Tribe, they've lost 2 of their members pretty early on as Tempo have bowed out of the game. Now, we see the squads. HQA, a team that dead to last, they're putting up a fight here in this the final Sanhok game of the semifinals. There are only 8 squads left, Dave.
Yep, 8 squads left. B2W, 4 alive. Cream, 4 alive as well. Yep. I mean, these are some bottom teams here. Next circle will be shifting back towards the water. So if you were one of these squads that had to kind of go over the water, you know, and you did survive, you will be fairly happy for the time being because you can calm down for just a brief moment or two. B2W Woods. We still see Sam out there healing on up. I don't know how much med Sam has, how much longer Sam can survive. It is going to be a challenging distance for them to travel, but Killer out here camping HQA. HQA, I don't think are in the next zone. They're going to have to push on out of that. Killer should have sightlines onto this. Killer most likely relaying this information to their squad members, but Memo from behind on Tribe kind of distracted them for the time being.
Yeah, that's Tribe done and dusted, I think. Yep, certainly is. We still have 1 Pittsburgh Knight, 1 Tempo Storm, but it's the bottom of the table that are alive and active at the moment. It's HQA still have 2 up 3, but now AVX are getting answered on by the side of Wildcard, so that's really helping HQA out here. Wildcard are doing some justice for the HQA guys as they try and rotate out of that compound. Now AVX is down to 1 player alive. Tempo's last player, Nico, is starting to answer in too. Tempo's pokes out. He's got 1 player on the spray. He's going to get the second one
another
too,
one.
And that's going to knock... I believe it was B2W. No, it wasn't B2W. It was HQA that got knocked out on the rotate, but that's going to be AVX down too as Alucard finishes them off. So Wildcard in a fantastic position. And all of a sudden, we're down to our final 3 squads. And it's
Sam
all
just went
squads
out.
that need points desperately.
Sam went out in 4th there.
Certainly, so he's done a good job. But it is Wildcard pushing in. They have position in the blue. Cream are all in the blue, trying to do as much damage as they can before they go out. Joe tries to heal up, but he's not going to. He's going to be racing the blue for it, and you'd imagine he's going to lose. That is them out. Cream done. It is a Wildcard versus B2W. B2W desperately need the points from this game, Dave. Wildcard, they're sitting a little bit more pretty, and they will be able to get their 4-man roster back up. So it's going to be a 3v4 engagement to end this game in a pretty open space.
Just like that, we lost like 4 different teams in a matter of 2 minutes here.
Certainly did. The favor of the circle is in Wildcard's hand, and they know where the players are located.
Yeah, Wanji is holding this rock, this off angle. It was a good angle, but like you said, the next circle will favor Wildcard. Wildcard, they have the trees to work with. They have this little ridge that you see MVP peeking on over. So B2W, they're going to have to make the push. It is an uphill battle. You would hope that they have some smokes, but we saw just a moment ago, there's about 5 smokes from B2W already in play, so their utility has to be extremely low right now.
Yeah, it certainly is, and they're taking a lot of damage from the Blues. They try and get this player up, but he's going to go straight back down, so misreading the situation there means that we're down to just 1G. 1G versus 2 or 3 of the members of Wildcard as his teammates start to bleed out from the blue, and you imagine he would too. He's got 5 first aid kits, but that's not going to help him too much at the moment as he started him pretty late. MVP is on the hunt.
Damage.
1G, he's trying to get the circle or the blue damage shield up. It's not going to be enough as the flank is found, and Wildcard will claim themselves some chicken dinner, and with that, you'd imagine push themselves up into the safe zone.
Yeah, I mean, Wildcard obviously with the numbers advantage there, but we've seen situations like this before where it's like a 4v1, a 3v1, where the blue was able to do so much damage to that squad that had the numbers advantage. So Wanji, you know, chunking a lot of damage at the end, will be getting second place like you mentioned. Big game for B2W. I want to say their best game yet. Oh no, they had the chicken dinner. So the second best game yet. Second best game yet. They were on that bottom page, right? Yep. Going into this game. So let's see, like you mentioned. Let's check out the highlights. Revenants popping off right here. Tanker, the last remaining member. Sergio, this was a big fight because both these teams 16th and 17th place on the leaderboard. Sergio going to be jumping on over there with that pre-fire, going to be taking him out and then able to survive a little longer, I believe, out surviving about 3 or 4 other squads in the process.
Yeah, I think he got some decent placement points. Probably not as much as he would have wanted as a solo snake, but getting themselves 6 or 7 kills on the side of Euphoria is really what the bulk of their points will come down to, and that's not a bad rate for them. Because if they were just inside, they were 16th place going into this game, 17th place going into the day, but they did manage to overtake the Revenants, which they ended up knocking out. So Revenants are really back against the wall now. They have to start performing to qualify. As that was our Sanhok, the last Sanhok of the semifinals. Done and dusted
in the books.
Back
to the drawing board if you didn't perform to the best of your abilities on Sanhok. Nice and swampy, moist map, so it's going to be done. And we're going to be heading to the complete opposite of that, to Miramar coming up next. Here are the overall, or no, not the overall, but the match standings from the last game. Wildcard getting a very important chicken dinner win and much needed points to breach on out and be safe.
Yeah, it was. But the big story here, I believe, is B2W. I mean, Wildcard, you'd assume they've ensured their safety now with that big chicken dinner. If Euphoria picking up 8 points as well, so they only got the 2 placement points, so I believe that's them getting out in 10th place. So not exactly as many as they wanted. AVX also getting some much needed points. HQA, I don't think it's enough. I think Cream and HQA, I think their run is a little bit too late. I think they might.
But it's definitely going to be upset on the leaderboard when it comes to these other squads like the Revenants who need those points. See the Revenants only getting 4 points there. Omen Elite, we saw happen to them earlier on. 3 points. Team Totality get in the one-tap dirt nap from the Knights early on. In my opinion, that kind of opened up this game for teams like Tribe who want to overtake Team Totality. But like we said, Tribe, they didn't have the best of games either on the Sanhok match.
No, Method is a big point there as well, as they needed a good day coming into it, and so far they haven't managed. They got 10 in the first game, 1 in the second. That's still an average of 5.5. That's not enough.
Not enough.
As we'll see the board here, nothing has moved on the top of the board, and you wouldn't expect it to at this point, unless maybe Tribe overtake the Unnamed, maybe
nothing
Pittsburgh
moved at all.
Knights. Pittsburgh Knights might take Space Station, but at the moment, this is inconsequential stuff.
Yeah, the train is starting to slow down as we near the train stop. The coal almost ran out here.
Yep. Won't be seeing any coal mine today either, which disappoints me because I like the coal mine.
Yeah, you do.
The candy.
The mid pack though.
That's where the movers and shakers are.
I mean, this is like the first class coach. This is like the dinner table, the dinner cart. So this is where we're going to see ATP. We're going to see Wildcard, like you said, moving up one. So 2 more games to go. You know, 140 if you're Wildcard. You're probably looking, you're probably looking to move on into next round. But B2W, Euphoria, Method, those are some big names to watch out for in the final 2 games.
Certainly are, and I believe with that, Simplicity has been knocked out as they have played their 16 games. Can't get any more points. That's another team we lose. We've lost 3 of the bottom 8 are decided with 6 Angry Men, Latinos Unidos, and Simplicity all out. Eyes on Revenants, AVX, Blood and Loyalty. They're the big ones that could make a dash if they get themselves a chicken dinner.
Yep. I mean, we were talking all yesterday as far as Simplicity's point of view.
Yeah.
We wanted them to have about 115 when it comes to being safe, maybe 120. That was the cutoff to kind of move forward, and they only had 97. So here are the kill leaders. We didn't see much from Team Totality as they were wiped off the map pretty early on.
HH24 got 1 kill to overtake Beowulf, but nothing else has moved, and I think Tenta is not going to get that 50. He needs 5 kills.
You don't think so? I mean, 5 and 5?
10 kills over 2 games. That's a big ask.
That's doable. That's doable.
Big ask.
What's a big ask is HH24 overtaking 10.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's dreaming if he thinks he's going to be doing that.
Hey, one can dream. One can only dream.
So,
Sanhok done. We have the last Miramar coming up, and then the last Erangel coming up of the semifinals here in the North American region. Things are getting spicy. That 15th, 16th, 17th, that little cusp line, heating up. We're starting to sweat over here. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back with the next game. Don't go nowhere.
Illusions, he knows the player's there, but he's hearing that? Did he hear that? There he goes to the poison. He's going to find the knock. Is he? Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
okay.
he just finds the knock, and he was shooting into the pan there a little bit. So on the hunt for this last player, Illusions. He's going to run straight past him. He does find him with the spray of the Uzi, but he doesn't actually finish him off quickly enough. Knocks and kills they could get, as you mentioned before.
Oh,
Secret's actually knocked a second member of
Can you get the other one? Ooh, Russell.
Does, and that's...
Beat recover, though.
Now he comes out.
Up.
He's going to
down on you.
Gets a second. He needs the second here as well. He's a one and done position. He manages to do it though. He gets the second and the game for the Tribe.
So Euphoria getting the better half of that. They have their
Oh,
buggy.
they're pulled up on Sixless. Sixless doesn't. They don't know he's here. Maybe they do.
Oh,
they do.
Yeah, they look.
Sixless has found one though. He found
What
both.
the DP?
Sixless.
Just playing and waiting and biting his tongue, waiting for the right opportunity to pounce onto Xiaoxi, but Xiaoxi is still, again, he has the elevation, he's right on top, and Sibu doesn't have helmet, as AJ just said, so he might be in trouble, but Xiaoxi actually falls down all the way, and he actually dies. What the heck just happened there? And Sibu, but he's all alone here, as Sergio already got dropped, so CTL's
Surprise!
left with one player. The
And that's a great
flying
grenade!
in. Holy smokes, you are totally
Yeah.
slow pace. They've dropped gears a little bit, but of course the thing is, yeah, we saw Group A battle Group B and then Group C battle Group D, but we didn't see Group A battle Group C just yet. So I think Group A and Group C.
He could have stayed ahead of the blue.
Why are you healing?
He's trying to out-heal. To be fair, at the current rate, he will be fine. He's banking on Unique taking down Dream Eaters before the next phase pops, because after that, he will not be able to out-heal.
There is a secure position behind this hillside, though.
I know.
There's really no reason for this. I think this is a very big mistake from Mysterio and Myth. You won't be able to out-heal the next. He's got a couple, but that's him out. Yeah. Really big whiff there from Mysterio and Myth. I think they could have absolutely come on the backside of Dream Eaters.
Ooh, out comes Frost. He's able to get it, but he needs to mount up. He needs to try and heal. No. He popped the wrong heal. He is going to go down, and now it's just Mortal trying to hold it.
To drop him, a couple of players left. It's
Oh,
actually
he doesn't know.
Nagasaki. Yeah, Nagasaki is there.
It's a hide and seek game right now. Like everybody, like, where is that guy? Like he's like, I'm chilling. Like everything's good. Like,
yeah, it's all good in the hood as Euphoria is all alone. Nagasaki is their player, but he has been found
they're
by
not
Spag.
finding them.
No, they don't know where he's at. Okay, they found
finally.
him. Finally, they found him. So it will be IF.
Welcome back to the PMCO. Mustache Dave here. Follow that on Instagram _Smash Shouts. Instagram no underscore.
No, it's going to be good. Definitely follow Dave, though. Some content coming in the next few days. It'll blow your mind.
Yeah, it'll blow your mind. Non-stop.
Non-stop.
Stories.
If you want non-stop content, PUBG Mobile Esports YouTube channel. That's where you're going to find non-stop PUBG Mobile content over the whole PMCO.
YouTube.
There's 960,000 people subscribed to it. You could be one of the ones to get us closer to the million.
Million.
Lots of
and download the game. Download the game
because there's millions of us playing PUBG Mobile on our
millions.
iOS or Google Play Store. Depends on your device. Pick it up. Start getting your Daryl Dixon motorcycle skins. There's probably a Halloween event coming on. There's been some teasers for the skins on Twitter. I've been seeing them. They look pretty cool.
I saw a cool plane skin. I don't know where it's from, but I think it was like the Alien vs Predator. Like
really?
the big head alien.
Yeah.
Not the one with the dreads, but the big headed. It's the alien.
One of the Brazilian players puts it on all the time.
It was actually scary.
Center B puts it on the plane all the time. He loves it.
I loved it. Yeah, I loved it. Been grinding it out, man. Been grinding back in my hotel room from PUBG Mobile. So having a good time doing it. Last game of Miramar.
My favorite map out of the 4. Miramar is my favorite. Reminds me of home.
You're a strange guy.
Yeah, no, I get that a lot. But that's okay.
But we love you.
It's okay to be a little bit strange.
That's why we're going to follow you on Instagram, because we love you. Last game, though. Euphoria versus Revenants. Big play for me. Revenants, group stage. They had around 50 kills when they finished. They were in the mid-pack. Right now, 32 kills.
32 kills.
So they're not so... the group stage was 12 games.
12 games. That's what I was going to say.
So we actually have more games played here, and they have less kills by a solid chunk. So... They're not as confident in their gun skills, I feel like, coming into the semifinals. I don't know what happened. That was one of the teams that I was kind of backing here, but now that they find themselves in a very tricky situation down there, I mean, they can still qualify. Definitely. 2 more games to go. I mean, what are your thoughts on possibly the reasons why? I mean, do you have any...
The back's against the wall now, really, as they are in the bottom 8, and they need to climb their way out of it. One of the big things, we were highlighting Espinoza in the group stages. He was really fragging out. He was on our kill leaderboard for quite a amount of time.
Yeah.
He was really getting the work done, but it seems like he hasn't shown up in the semi-finals. Maybe a bit of nerves. Maybe he's not used to playing to the bigger lobbies, the more top-end lobbies. So things do change, and maybe one of the bigger teams has taken their loot location, has forced them to rotate around.
Getting bullied a little bit, getting chatted.
Yeah, getting chatted on, which is not what you want to get. You don't want to get chatted on.
The boomers.
The boomers,
I'm just trying to add all the words I've been learning from you guys. Chads, boomers,
no, it's the Zoomers,
gigahertz, whatever that means. I have no idea. That's above my head.
That's a blank thing.
That's a gigahertz move?
That's a giga Chad move.
Giga Chad. Oh, yeah. I can only imagine what that is. So the players are loading on up. We see the chat popping off with tribe emotes. Tribe hasn't been popping off today. I mean, they have 2 more games to go if they want to meet their 2 chicken dinners a day quota.
They've been sleeping today, but that's okay.
They can sleep all they want.
You can have a day off. It's not the worst. They've been working hard. They've secured their spot into the final 16. So if they go to sleep now, it's not the worst, but they need to wake up.
I got to say, I'm not fearing the tribe today. I'm going to be real. I'm not fearing it.
The Pittsburgh Knights definitely weren't fearing the tribe today. As I don't know where the 2 players from the Pittsburgh Knights got picked off, but they were looking pretty good in that game. And then all of a sudden it was just the circle shifted away and it was J7 and Sam stuck between Ignite players, and it was an unfortunate end for them.
Yeah. They're looking good every day. Yeah. Let's be real. And then, final thoughts about the last game. The water. Pineapple played a crucial role in a lot of the teams that, remember, we had the circle, right?
Yep.
We saw the Pineapple shift. Most of the teams, no, actually all the teams were in the east. Only Ignite was down there in the west. We had about 50% of those squads in the east shift over the river to the west, and then the next shift made them go back on over to the east side of the river. So it was a toss and, a coin up in the air, 50-50, heads or tails kind of situation here, and a lot of the teams paid the price for that.
Yeah, that's the way PUBG works sometimes. You do get those circle shifts away for you. It's all about the great teams can adapt to that, usually a bit better. We saw the Pittsburgh Knights, they managed to get themselves across onto that western side, but they never left back to the east. They couldn't get across. They managed to lose players out. They got stuck with Ignite at their back.
Because, I mean, going over the water, right? It slows you down, leaves you open.
Very vulnerable when you're crossing that river, especially. There's no cover. You're just sitting ducks.
You are a duck,
Duck in the river.
Duck. Ducks can swim, though. I've seen ducks go underneath the water for a very brief moment.
Well, it's called duck diving.
Duck diving.
Go straight under.
Duck Dynasty? Quack, quack, quack.
That's an American show, isn't it?
Yeah, very popular. I used to have a beard.
Oh, really?
Just like one of them dudes.
Really?
Real talk, real talk. But
is that on your Instagram? Because
my wife made me shave it. She said I look like a homeless guy. Her family hated it.
It's probably fair enough.
My family, I don't know if you know where Ohio is, but I went to Ohio with my big beard. And there's a family portrait that they took. All the family, right? Like 20 people.
Yeah.
And we all had like matching polo pink shirts on.
Oh,
kind of like this one.
Yeah.
But it was just me. My pink shirt and my beard that big, just sticking out. They tried to airbrush the beard a little bit out too. Real talk. Really? Yeah, they made it a little shorter. I was like, that's not what my beard looks like. But yeah, because I feel like you should grow out one. Everybody who can grow a beard should grow a beard at least once in their life.
Yeah, no, I 100%
just to try it out.
I 100% agree with that. But I can't grow a beard. That's the problem.
Everybody. You can wear a fake one. Anybody can wear a fake beard.
Well,
just to see how people look at you, right?
Maybe I should get a fake beard.
Sometimes I got discounts when I went to like a hipster store. They just say, hey,
really?
there's a guy. Give him a coffee.
Give him a coffee?
The beard guy. Give him a coffee. I didn't have the man bun, though. No, never the man bun on the beard. That's a little over my head. But, ladies and gentlemen, enough beard talk. Let's go head on over to Miramar.
Yeah, getting silly on the Millie. Oh, I tried, but didn't succeed.
It was good.
It was all right, but not the finest. The plane path is pretty fine, though. Another safe one.
It's good looking.
It's cutting the map in half. It's the Let's Rock skin that we haven't seen for a while in North America, so thank you for putting that one on. Whoever ended up doing that. But it is a safe one. As you can see, straight over the top of San Martin, Dave. Where would you rather be than San Martin in the summer?
You know me. You keep asking me about this. I want to be on the coast. So, like Impala, Puerto Patricio. I'm a coastal type of guy. I would definitely stay far away from the prison coast, though. Because, you don't want the power outages here. The prisoners, they get out. Some of those gates are just wide open. So I don't know where they are hiding at the current moment. So definitely on the East Coast. Impala, Puerto Patricio, that's my spot. I feel like San Martin's too landlocked. Not much going on.
There isn't much going on over there. Unfortunately, for the San Martin residents, they don't get out too much either, as it's quite the trek to get to the coast. But we see the drops going early. Actually, an interesting one is Euphoria dropping in El Pozo.
Yeah, they dropped right away.
Straight away. And we saw that in one of the other maps, they dropped straight away as well. So maybe it is a bit of a strategy to get boots on the ground as soon as possible for them today.
Yeah, we saw them looting up right there. Yeah, right there in the corner. See them they already got guns. They already got vests. So definitely able to get the loot first. Let's see where their circle pops, though. Maybe it will favor them. Maybe it will force them to rotate all the way over there. But no, first circle, El Pozo in play. Fairly decent chunk of the map in play. Las Leonas right there on the tip. So we might see B2W go loot Las Leonas and then safely make their way on in. So circle number 1, we have about 2 squads that are not in it. Besides that, everybody looking good.
Yeah, one of those squads is Method and Revenants, actually. So 2 teams that desperately need points to secure themselves in that top 16 have found themselves as far out of the first circle as you could probably get. So that is going to be very wary for them to see how they rotate into it. Of course, it is the first circle, so there is a lot of room to move, especially as teams do try and get central while the blue is coming in. But you'd have to imagine that they're not too pleased with this, especially the Revenants, who have dropped down into the elimination zone after last game.
Yeah, you brought up Method right there?
Yeah, I brought up Method,
yep. I was talking to Prophecy earlier on today before today's games. Admitted to me, like, hey, the games have been really shaky for us. Like, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Really shaky, but as we progress, we're starting to get a hold of things. We're getting used to the zone speeds because this is their first time as a team with these competitive settings, right? So they're adapting with the lobby. As the lobby skill increases, they feel like their skill also increases. So the major problem that they were facing when looking back at group stages, and this is all Prophecy's words, right?
Yep.
They were getting heavily contested with drop spots.
Yeah, no, that's probably a fair call.
Yeah, they were getting heavily contested, so that kind of set them back. They did say that they're not scared to take fights, though.
No, we've seen that from them, actually. We've seen that they've taken fights pretty early on. Even it has been to their detriment sometimes, but I don't know. I think that maybe at the end of the day, Method can scrape through. They were sitting at an okay position at the start of the day. They did get 10 points on the first, but you feel they're one big game away from cementing themselves, as we are on board with HH24, who's on the overview at the moment. He's spotted out some of the players from Blood and Loyalty, who Blood and Loyalty need big games to get themselves in. Another team that needs some points is AVX, who've actually found a HQA member alone and finished off. I believe we've seen this before. I think we've seen this movie before with Rick alone in this house. I actually think...
the pump right there.
That is the one-tap dirt nap, if you've ever seen one. He actually just got pulled up, one pumped by Enigma, and Rick just find himself...
I think he was looking at Richie. He was looking at Richie there.
Yeah, he was. He was spraying down Richie, but this is the fight.
That had to hurt.
Straight in the side of the buckshot? Yeah. That would be very painful. This is a very important fight for AVX, as they need every point they can get. So if they can clean up 4 here and get away with it, that's big stuff. But it looks like they are just going to rotate away from this fight. Happy with the 1. Tempest with the paper vest, not looking too fresh. Well, they might re-engage here, actually. Just as I call them going off, they might be back on for it.
Yeah, we're watching Tempest right here from AVX. Definitely, in my opinion, the standout player when it comes to the squad. Yeah, they've all been performing, fairly decent. But when it comes to the total amount of damage and kills, they have the major chunk, coming in today. 17 kills, 5 headshots, 3.6K, around 4K damage when compared to the squad members, and about 10 kills ahead of everyone else on the team.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so definitely, definitely the standout player. Kind of, don't want to say the player with the backpack on the squad. But, if you're looking at purely stats-wise, one could definitely say so.
Certainly, there are a few backpacks on this squad. As Blood and Loyalty go up against Team Totality, who have been wrecking everybody in every lobby up until today, where they've had a quiet one. They did get pretty deep into the first game, not managing to take it out, as that was Pittsburgh Knights taking our first game of the day. Wi-Fi has fallen off a bike, which is silly stuff. Wouldn't want to be doing that too often. But this is a little bit of a Mexican standoff here, a little bit of a standoff between these two squads. I don't know if anything's going to come of it. They are still in the zone. And Tempo is actually pulling up around about where they are. So if Tempo finds the third party here, if action starts to break out, we could see a rather silly fight early on in the game. But at the moment, it's just a lot of looking.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Tempo actually, see on the mini-map, the road right here, just to north of these two teams. If Tempo uses that road to kind of rotate around them. Tempo definitely within the area, but like I said, Blood and Loyalty just trying to reposition. We have a standoff right now. Both squads are 100% aware of each other. Blood and Loyalty used to this, though. Sanhok, they also had a standoff with Omen Elite. So early game standoffs, they're definitely comfortable with. They won the last one.
They did.
In all fairness. So let's see if they can win this one, as we see Wan G running over themselves.
Yeah, and this is not good for B2W. If they've lost a few players on the deck already, they're 2 down. It looks like Parker's very low as well. He does heal up, but he needs a bit... Oh, the car cover comes in. Parker's actually pushing pretty aggressively, and he's going to get punished for it. So this is only 1 player actually active for B2W at the moment. The Reza is coming out, so it will be 2 eventually, but... This could be Cream claiming some big kills, and B2W needed points today. So they can't afford to have a bad one, and they have. They've gone out straight away. Cream claimed 3 kills as one of the players did fall down. That fight in the meantime, Team Totality have pushed up, gotten aggressive, and have found Chubby slipping. They've caught him out. Tensor adding to his massive kill tally. Oh, that's a nice shot by Fantasy to take out Enigma. HH24 is on overview, but he's got no angles to help his squad out. So effectively, it is a 2v4 on the deck. Cobra's going to be able to pick up Chubby. Fantasy repositioning, try and find the angle. A nade here could seal the deal as Fantasy's knocked down Enigma, but Tensor's answered back onto him. So now Fantasy's in a bit of a rinky-dink position. Of course, Richt was the first player in the lobby to get knocked out.
Like you said, Chubbo was slipping. Chubbo will be getting the revive. Meanwhile, when this fight was erupting, in kind of a center, in the north center of the zone, we had ATP versus Wildcard. They were popping off. Illusions got a major explosion onto the guys. Those two teams still fighting each other out, so I'll keep you updated on that.
All right, well, it looks like Cobra's going to try and push around to get Fantasy up, but he's lost Chubby in the meantime, so he can't really get a win here as Team Totality are going very aggressive, knowing that players are knocked out all over the map. They know that the res might come through for Fantasy, and it is going to be Cobra all alone, and he's just not going to be able to stand up to the might, as Tensor's claims 2 there, 3 actually. So he's claimed himself 3 on his way to trying to crack the 50 bomb. A good start for Team Totality. They didn't even need HH24.
Yeah, so this was that fight from earlier on. Looks like Wildcard will be getting the best of ATP. I believe ATP lost 2 members in the process. ATP trying to pull off ATP. They do have the high ground.
Yeah, they certainly have it.
Big distance between the two teams, but I believe ATP, they were holding a 2-2 split, and then Wildcard crashed in on them. Was able to get the better half of them, as we see Wildcard with 2 kills. And it looks like Wildcard, they're not done quite yet. They want to get this loot. My question is, do Wildcard, do the members, do they push up here? Do they take this bus? Do they try to clean up the ATP members, or do they kind of just let this one slide, as we will have the next circle pop in just one moment? This fight is in the center of circle number 1. Yeah, should suspect they'll be in the center of the next one, and yes, it is. So these 2 squads will be having the time to fight it out, but we saw from earlier, Team Totality all the way down there, they will not be favored. Omen Elite, they are going to be gatekeeping. Alpozo out of play. Tribe Gaming are in Alpozo, so we'll have to see how they make their way on into New Circle.
Yeah, it looks like Revenants have found themselves into the circle, so that's good news for them. Method are still rotating in from that southeast as pot shots are taken, but I don't think anything's going to come of it. Ignite are on the very, very outskirts, and Spring from Omen is actually very isolated there, Dave, down in south. What's he doing?
It's been happening all day today.
Yeah, it has. Omen have been very isolated with their players.
Kind of spread all over. I mean, like we said, they're trying new things. This might be one of those things that they're trying here. Is it working? Up for debate, of course.
Yeah, I'd lean on the no side, but always time to turn around. It looks like Wildcard are going to have some struggles getting in now that ATP do have that little bit of a high ground advantage, and they look like they want to keep
that was the damage from this game. Illusions did get a nice little knock onto the vehicle explosion. So 74% so far this game.
Certainly, we could see some action break out on that eastern side as Tribe, Omen, and Team Totality are all in a line. And they have to converge on one place in the circle eventually. As fights start to break out around the map, it looks like Tempo have found themselves a nice little compound on a high ground. Chilling out. Can be quite difficult to rotate out of these hills without cars, so look for them hiding cars in sneaky situations where they can't get the tires shot.
Team 9. They're not playing today.
Nope.
I see KBO in the chat. 2 more games to go. Watching their lead slowly dissipate. But we did say that they might have enough points to continue, to qualify. We'll have to find out here. So got a couple teams in this lobby trying to overtake them. Simplicity already overtaken.
Yeah, they're 100% eliminated Simplicity. They can't earn any more points, unfortunately for them. Tensor's done 434 damage already. In this game alone. So
not going to let HH24 get it.
No, he's definitely not. I think he might have, he has 3 of the 4 kills. So
okay. Remember, Tensor needs 5 kills.
5 kills
next 2 games.
Yeah, he needed
to get your 50.
He needs 6 more for his 50 at the moment.
Hey, close.
He's getting close. He's getting close. Certainly wouldn't count him out. There is 52 players in the lobby, so there's still 48 players he can claim. Not a bad ratio if he does manage to get 10 out of that.
Looks like Spec, just overlooking here. Got a nice little scope. Going to be getting as much information onto HQA as possible. HQA right in the middle. San Martin, you mentioned that before we even jumped out to play in one of your favorite spots here, as we are going to see a couple of these squads trying to rotate on in from Monte Nuevo. Looks like we might have some pull-up action, some drive-by action, as Ignite trying to traverse the terrain right now with their vehicles.
And you'd imagine Team Totality. Sabrina is pumping in Chaos's vehicle as he's taking shots at Enigma on the rotate. He needs to be careful now because he's given up the goose. He knows, well, Team Totality know that there are players in the area. And if Team Totality can edge camp Ignite in, it's going to be quite sad. Richie's actually pulled up, favoring himself, not moving too quickly in that minivan or the van. Oh, here's another pull-up. ATP trying to rotate their members in, but Tempo have taken a liking to it. Pittsburgh Knights, Sam actually gets the knock and the finish because of the car blowing up. So Pittsburgh Knights continuing to kill many players. It's one of the Ignite guys actually falling out of his car.
And you mentioned the Knights just a second ago. They have a little split going on. They can still afford it. I would like to see them regroup here very shortly, as there is a nice little deflate between them. We already see Jagger in their vehicle. The reason being is because the next circle pop, it will be going to the west. St. Martin still in play. Revenants, they are going to have to move on and rotate from that water treatment position they had. If I was watching the kill feed for a team that should have a difficult time, Method, possibly. Method, yes. They are outside. They're going to have quite the challenge because they are near that graveyard position. Here's Euphoria holding the high ground. See Team Totality down there, Pittsburgh Knights. So this could be a nice little standoff for the time being. This is in the center.
Yeah, Method could be struggling, but Ignite could also be struggling as they've approached upon the Pittsburgh Knights area. They've managed to find a knock there. Ignite aren't really in a safe spot. They've still got Cream behind them. Pittsburgh Knights, Team Totality in front.
Yeah. You see the Revenants in the north.
They're trying to get in.
Might be pulling up onto Wildcard, so here they are right here.
On screen now.
Swift might have gotten some information there.
This is a big fight. If Revenants get knocked out here, that almost could put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
It'd be very difficult. They would need a big Erangel game.
4 alive still. 4 alive.
And they still have a very good chance of getting in here, but they have to try and choose the right option because there is a gap, but it's in a road that would be very open to getting sprayed down, so it's very difficult for them to rotate in. They don't have the option of rotating further north because Crater Fields is blocking their path.
Yeah, and you know what? Swift lucking out right there. Swift had the buggy pulled up. I don't think Wildcard actually heard Swift or knew of their location because Swift was able to peel back off and provide that information for their squad to safely make it on into new zone. But it looks like the Revenants might be forced to engage AVX as well, as they are looking for some type of pathway. They might be traveling north towards the blue, so they're going for an ultra-wide rotate right now. But here we go. We got some pot shots popping off right now.
Yeah, we certainly do. It looks like the side of Euphoria, only 3 strong, have poked around and they've found Carnage from Omen, who's pretty isolated. We mentioned they've been playing isolated pretty much all day. Method are trying to crash into that southern side of the circle. They have their work cut out for them as there are a lot of teams in the vicinity. You see the shots rain out here, but don't think anything is going to happen here. It's a very long distance and Carnage has hit the deck, laying down. You won't be able to see it. But this is the fight that interests me. It is Cream gatekeeping Method at the moment. Method have taken a lot of blue damage, so their med situation is going to be pretty dire. They had to rotate all the way in from the west or the east coast. And now they're finding some resistance, and they really need to push on and get a top 10 finish in this game.
They actually managed to weasel away past Cream, but they're so close to Ignite that I believe the Ignite holding a 2-2 split, they might have heard that, but regardless, that doesn't matter because all those teams down there in the south, they just got yoinked on so hard right here.
They certainly
like
did.
an egg on a hot summer day. Tribe, they are going to be in the north. Wildcard will be favored in the north. Euphoria in the south could potentially gatekeep all those teams down there. Let's go pop over to the action.
This is Method onto Ignite. They've managed to push up on the behind. Ignite probably wasn't expecting a team to be this close so soon. They almost get the knockouts. One of the Tempo members who was close to this engagement actually knocks himself out. In the back end of it, it looks like Cream are pushing onto Method. The 2 stack from Method that stayed behind have been picked up. I believe that's Monarch back there knocked down. So Method are getting pinched on 2 angles now. This is really hard for them to recover. They're going to have to try and get the Cream players as they go for the confirms, but Cream are wise to the other players from Method pushing in. Monarch is very low out there. It looks like he has been picked up. But extending yourself for the grenade, Everfury almost goes down. This is so difficult. The Revenants, meanwhile, are trying to clean up 8 DP and Tempo. That fight is going on to the north. It looks like they're having a dominant time, actually, in that fight.
Yeah, we saw the Knights. They were actually already set up in that position. They got the initial knock onto one of those squads. The Revenants will be peeling on off, forced to go towards AVX.
Certainly, this fight starts to kick off. It's more poking and prodding, but these squads need to move fast. Ignite have taken one of the HQA members out in the meantime, but it is all about getting the cars and getting out of dodge. As we could see 3 in a car. No, they're going to 2-2 split, so that's the wise decision.
They're leaving Cream in the blue as well. Cream back there trying to heal up, trying to regroup, trying to come up with some type of game plan. But this was the fight that we saw popping off in the kill feed as Swift still alive up here on the high ground. They're going to be aiming down sights over here, trying to connect on the Killer. Not going to be popping over that window anytime soon, I don't believe.
Espinosa is weakened the side of AVX, getting a confirmed kill down there. So Revenants have found themselves in a little fantastic position where they're able to pot shots onto Revenant pretty easily. They just need to be very wary of teams like Pittsburgh Knights rotating in. Wildcard starting to take shots at AVX as well. So AVX is not long for this world as their players getting picked off left, right, and center. And we saw Cream in the blue, bathing in it.
Yeah, like you mentioned, AVX, they're on that road. So they're at the bottom of the valley. We got Wildcard on the top looking down, Revenants at the top looking down. So AVX find themselves in quite the challenging position.
HH24 has taken down 2 of the Method players on rotation, blowing up that vehicle. We're down to 13 teams. And I believe we're about to snap. That is a nice angle. Euphoria caught sleeping. He's definitely getting sprayed down and finished off there. HH24 has found Everfury as well, so he's taken out 3 of the 4 members of Method by himself. That might be Method going out. In fact, it is, as HH24 has taken all 4 Method members down.
Hey, trying to catch up to Tensa.
He's trying to catch up, but Tensa's managed to claim 1 in the meantime, so I believe he's at 4 apiece. The kill feed's popping off with the Thanos circle, snapping the lobby into half. HQA, they're wearing a lot of kills, and Cream, you'd imagine they'd be done and dusted now. They are. This circle is encroaching, and HQA is still not inside. HH24 has taken a knock and a finish, so he's not going to be answering Tense's call anytime soon. It is XD that's finished him off. HQA, they're trying to get in, though.
Cream Esports, yeah, again, taken down right there in 12th. Next circle, going to pop here in just a moment. HQA trying to survive. A lot of these squads are going to be playing the edge right now. We have about one compound in the next circle. Next one will pop. Wildcard, they do not have to move. One team that I want to watch out for, Tribe out there on the edge. They're going to need to watch your back as Omen Elite trying to breach on in to the new zone, as we just saw. HQA eliminated, so that's going to be a challenge. All the teams in the south, Euphoria already on the move, Team Totality on the move, Ignite on the move, but the team that was proactive in this next circle, Pittsburgh Knights.
Yeah, they found themselves at the foothill, little lobby, little compound there as Tenso continues to rain hurt onto the Euphoria squad. They're only 2 players active now, and they're spread far and wide in this hill range. In fact, I believe Sergio might actually be pincered in and trying to hide out. I believe Richie knows he's there as he was spotted earlier. Sergio actually got sprayed down, if you remember. Espinoza and his boys are on the move. The Revenants are sending it. They know that AVX are weak down here, so this is room they could take if they trade themselves out quickly. They've got the overview from their teammates on high.
This is smart.
This is very smart, and
nice
they
cover.
can definitely find themselves in a nice position. But AVX are taking shots onto Tanker. Tanker jumps for joy as he dodges the bullets.
And you know what? That worked out perfect for him because remember, Wildcard, they were on the high ground on the opposite end of the road. They're actually occupied dealing with Tribe, as Tribe is going to be making the push up onto him right now. So perfect timing for them to make that rotation.
Euphoria lost Sergio. He got picked off by Ignite, but here we go. There's more shots onto the side of Team Totality, who are only 2 strong, but those are 2 strong players. Killer from AVX tries to rotate in, and when he does, the spray comes out from Tempest, and he's knocked 2 as he covered his buddy's retreat. He sees the 3rd player. He's not going to go for it just yet. But if he has a nade here, he can confirm himself some kills. And you were mentioning he was the top fragger of this squad. And he's continuing on. His killer's actually pulled up onto XDD from Euphoria and knocked him down. So the guys from AVX are causing problems all over the place. Killer has been knocked, and you imagine he'll be finished off by the last member of Euphoria. As Vigilante is starting to light up Ignite, we might just be losing them soon as they're down to 1 player. Sigurd has been knocked down by MVP. Jagger is claiming some kills onto the Ignite guys, and that's them out.
Yeah, so while that fight was happening, the Knights were trying to defend the south. We saw a couple knocks from the Knights side as they did take out 1 or 2 members from Ignite. And then not only that, we got the action in the south, we got the action in the north. Wildcard, they were fighting Tribe. I believe they took out 2 members from Tribe in the north to secure their position. So a couple things to watch out for as we see the count on the left-hand side of who's alive. The Knights looking good, Wildcard looking good.
They certainly need to be looking good. Revenants losing 1 player, but they're still in pretty decent shape. On board with Team Totality at the moment, who have found themselves in a little tricky situation. You don't say that often about that team, but they have found themselves getting knocked down by Tribe. Only the 1 player Tensa remaining.
I do really enjoy Tempo's position. They got the smokes because I believe Wildcard has sightlines onto him. The next circle will pop, so the Knights compound down there in the south that was favorable, no longer in play.
We just lost 2 squads. That was Euphoria and AVX, both going out inside the top 10. Sam manages to claim himself up to 5 kills, but this is important for the Revenants as they're clearing teams out on their way towards a top 5 finish. They need one desperately.
I don't see how Tensa makes it out of here alive.
He's magic, maybe. He's getting tagged down. That's it, done.
There you go. Outsider. From the outside, taking him down and out. So Tribe, they know that Wildcard are in this next circle. How will they rotate is the question, as we see the pull-up from the Knights actually onto Tempo up the hill right now.
Yeah, Wi-Fi is doing some work in the kill feed, but it is Vigilante trying to find Spec. At the moment, there's 2 players alive from Tempo here, and they managed to trade it out. Spec does go down. The last player from Tempo is alive, but not for much longer, as the Knights continue on their merry way, pushing teams around and bullying them. They are 4 strong. They will be able to get the revive. And
how did the 2 knocks from Illusion Alley cut? This is crucial.
This is good if he can finish Vigilante off. This is going to hurt the Knights' chances very much so. Vigilante does get picked off by Sin. Wildcard, they need to revive their 2 members, but Outsider is lurking.
Look at Sin and their angle, too. Sin is so far from the squad. Knights are sending, Omen Elite possibly sending, I believe, the ones who got the knocks onto Wildcard up there.
Jagger knocks Outsider out pretty quickly. Memo is on the edge of the zone pushing in. I'm not sure if the players from the Pittsburgh Knights know he's there, as MVP actually steals Outsider's kill. So no kill there for the Pittsburgh Knights as MVP has nicked it, but Revenants now pushing in onto the side of Wildcard. That's Wildcard losing one member, but that is Memo finished off by Jagger. That's Tribe out.
They got
best performance of there today. Yeah, so not bad. We have our top 4 teams though. Everyone is walking a bit wounded. It is
Sam and Jagger.
Sam and Jagger
on the kills. HH24, 4 kills. Illusions 3. So doing a good job. We still got Sam and Jagger alive, looking to overtake the King of the Hills right now, who are Wildcard. Wildcard did lose 1 in the process. They had 4 alive just a moment ago. They had the cover. Nice big tree that MVP's got. A crate right there, smack in the middle.
Yeah, they managed to pick up one of the Revenants as well, weakening them. So this is going to maybe signal the Pittsburgh Knights to move down and try and clean up the Revenants, but they're getting peppered by Wildcard as well. So Wildcard have the big advantage here being on the high ground. They still have good cover too. That last player from Omen Elite could be the thorn in the side of the Wildcard though, as he is close. But not close enough to be doing any damage so far. The spray comes out onto Tanko. It's not going to be able to find him, as Revenants have managed to get
Alucard's getting a crate
back up. He is, but you can see Spring's positioning. He's right behind them.
Do they know? Spring?
Ready to pounce. It doesn't look like they do. They haven't checked that angle in such a long time.
Yeah. Next
Laser
circle pops too. Revenants are favored in it.
Alucard does have a decent position in the circle though. This is the Pittsburgh Knights who have to move, and it looks like they're going to try and flush out the side of the Revenants. But as they move, they are exposing themselves to the Wildcard firing squad. How are they going to approach it? Do they have smokes left? It's a big question for the Pittsburgh Knights.
Yeah, it's going to be a challenge for the Knights. I feel like they were trying to go towards the south. I feel like that was the best play, but they need to fight the Revenants and Wildcard overlooking.
Revenants are getting a lot more aggressive onto the side of Wildcard. They managed to knock and finish Illusions. The MVP tries to trade it out, but he is knocked it almost to a slither of HP. He is knocked eventually by Tanker, so now Revenant's getting very aggressive. But third-party action. Sam, he spotted the aggression. He's moving up. He's going to try and claim this kill onto Peralta. He does manage to finish it off. Now the other Knights players hearing this are sending it towards the zone. It is going to be the flanking member, but J7 is punished for his aggression, being taken out by Spring actually from Omen, so he's weighed in. So now the side of Wildcard will know where that guy is. Spring is down to 1. Wildcard and Revenants have only got 1 player active. Jagger and Sam are the 2 up from the Pittsburgh Knights. They're top fraggers.
Spring can backstab the Wildcard. They were getting the revive there, but I believe Spring just trying to remain as passive as possible here.
Oh, Sam might have known that Swift might have shown his hand. He's actually knocked down in that bush. Tanker is the last player remaining. Spring is not going to be able to find him. Actually, Alucard might find Spring's head here.
They know where they know there's someone back here.
Oh, he's been spotted. Jagger's been spotted. Oh, he gets turned on. Spring's actually taken Jagger down in the 1v1, but Spring has given himself up in the meantime. Wildcard will take him out, so Alucard claims that kill. Will Jagger be able to be revived? Will Alucard push on while the player is down? Tanker, what's his opinion on all this? Can he get the third-party angle if Alucard crests this ridge? This is coming down to the moments as Tanker's actually found the third-party angle to clean up Jagger. So now, Sam for the Pittsburgh Knights alone. It's a 2v1v1. And the spray comes out. It's not going to be able to fight it. It does. That actually is Tanker blowing up a car, killing out Sam. Revenants needed these points, and he's managed to get it. But can he get the 2v1 to get the chicken dinner?
Tanker's vehicle, the hard cover, is smoking right now. So if Wildcard do tend to blow that one up, this could be it. Tanker blue to their back right now. Wildcard spreading out right now. Yep, they know where they're at. 2v1 definitely possible.
Certainly is. Alucard, you'd imagine the circle is moving in now, I believe. And
Tanker's the closest to it.
Tanker's getting peppered. It's such a hard position because he doesn't know where they are and they know where he is because they can move around. And he can't really see him too well. MVP's angle here is paramount, but if one of these players from Wildcard goes down, it does become a 1v1. MVP making a lot of noise with that 7.62 weapon to barrel. Has the fresh level 3s on Alucard as well, so MVP going to check that crate just one more time.
This is where you like to see the mollies and the grenades, if they do still have them, of course, but Tanker is going to be the closest to zone Wildcard. They're going to have to push down.
The smokes come out from Tanker. That's going to be a little bit of cover for him to move, but you imagine as soon as he does pick up, but he's not enough. He's not going to be able to get the 1v1. Alucard finishes him off. That's Wildcard claiming their second chicken dinner in a row, Dave. Where has this Wildcard been the whole day? Or the whole semifinals?
I mean, this was the day. This was the day that they needed to get as many points as possible to secure them the spot to move forward. Pretty even disbursement of kills when it comes to this previous game as well, but I got to give it to the Revenants. I mean, they pushed over into that ravine. They overtook, who was that squad? They overtook
AVX down there.
They overtook AVX, right? And then they had the challenge of continuing to push on into the zone all in the same time where Wildcard were up there. Wildcard, they didn't have to move for like 4 circles. Wildcard, they were looking down at every single buddy in play.
They rotated north pretty early and it worked out for them.
Yeah.
The big thing about Revenant's rotation was they came all the way from Campo Militar basically to come in.
So and they got a bunch of kills that game as well.
Yeah, they did.
That's exactly what the Revenants needed because they were right there on the line. They were actually on the 3rd page.
They're on 17th place.
They're in 17th
coming into
place,
this game. So you'd imagine they'd move themselves up.
We'll have to see.
Back in.
This is getting close. This is a nail biter. One more game to go.
Yeah, one more game to go. Anything could happen really with those teams from about 18th to 14th, 13th. Method had a bad game too, so maybe that finds them dropping down.
Possibly.
Don't know, Euphoria didn't have the most solid game, so some of these teams that were on the cusp not getting the games that they would have wanted. But this was Revenants moving around, cleaning people up.
Okay, if the wildcard, if they would have lost this game, I would have had to have contributed to Sims off angle because they were so far from the squad. If they got knocked, which they did get knocked there, they weren't able to get their revive. So just saying, they won the game. Good for them. But if they would have lost the game, Sin's off angle right there, I don't think was worth it.
I think Jagger losing that 1v1 really cost the Knights as well, but it didn't cost them much as they got 15 kills on their way to 25 points. Wildcard do claim first place on the lobby though with 30 points. Good points for Revenants though, 22. They needed that very badly. The other squad to mention here is Euphoria getting 7 points. That's important for them.
They've been consistent today with racking up some points, and that's all they need here, especially compared to their counterparts down there like Blood and Loyalty, Avapxia. So they should be looking to qualify. I mean, they have one more game to go.
One more game.
It's going to be close. I mean, I'm excited for the overall, if you can't
tell.
Well, I'm it's so close. Like, this is way closer than the group stages, right? Coming into semifinals. So let's see the next page. Avapxia, 6 points. Ignite, 4. Cream, 4 points that game. Method, like you mentioned,
only 2 points.
That's going to hurt them.
B2W as well. After having a good game last game, they didn't manage to back it up. Blood and Loyalty as well, getting knocked out early. You could almost say that's the nail in the coffin for them because
you would hope not, but yeah.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see what the overall leaderboard looks like because I haven't been able to do all the mental math in my head.
You're counting. You're counting out of us.
I have.
Here we go. Here we go.
Knights though, they move up.
Yeah, we had some movement. Yeah, Knights moving up here.
Wildcard too.
Wildcard, okay, breaching on into here. Omen moving down, but like we mentioned, all these squads looking good. They got enough points, especially with only one more game to go. They should already be popping them champagne bottles and patting themselves on the back, eating some cheeseburgers after tonight's game.
Yeah, the big thing there for me is Wildcard sitting with 3 chicken dinners in 7th place means that when they do go big, they go big. But when they also have a lot of low-end games, so their spread isn't. They're either winning or they're going out in last place.
And their kills are pretty low compared to the other teams on the first page as well.
See some movements up here. Revenants do find themselves moving up into the top spot of the 15th place. That pushes down Euphoria Gaming. B2W moved down a place as well. So look at that. Method, Revenants, B2W, Team 9, all within 13 points of each other. That is getting very, very close. Tempo Storm, you'd assume they would be safe.
Yeah, Team 9 as well. We saw KBO in the chat. 117, I want to say is good. I don't want to jinx it. We'll have to see. 104, 111. That's 15th, 16th. And then
104.
104. Oh!
Avapxia still in the shout as well. If they have
Simplicity,
a big game.
97. I mean,
they're gone. They can't get anything. They don't have a game to play. So
they're
done.
They're
it is Avapxia that is the big question mark there because they still have a game to play. If they get a chicken dinner, they can secure themselves their spot.
I think Euphoria tied because remember a tiebreaker comes down to kills,
which it doesn't favor Euphoria at all.
They have 27. How many?
Yeah. Well, they're just a low killing squad.
Yeah, you can't. So that's not their play style.
That's not their play style. So they need a big game.
They need a big game. Wow. Here's the overall. Ooh, Tensa 43. Almost there at the 50. One more game to go.
7 kills.
I mean,
he needs a big one. He needs a massive one.
HH 24 will be getting 35. So bumping on up. You like to see it. The 2 kill leaders in the lobby. I'm still so curious on who's in 6th place.
Jagger must be because he
got. It must be. Yeah, that game.
The first 2, and then 3 or 4 in that game. So that's 13 or 14. And
super aggro. Super aggro all game. That last game as well.
Yeah.
3 games in a row, super aggro. It had to be like 1 or 2 points from 5th place.
Beowulf must be biting his nails being nervous here because he might lose his spot in the next game if Jagger pops off.
Yeah. Jagger, the fragger.
Yeah, he could
got
be
their name for a reason here. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got one more game to go. OG Erangel, will Euphoria breach on in there? Will they take back that spot? They'll have to find out. They're going to play their hearts out.
They will.
Don't go nowhere.
PUBG Mobile Team Deathmatch. Anytime, anywhere. There is a better choice.
Illusions, he knows the player's there, but he's hearing the... Did he hear that? And he goes to the poison, he's going to find the knock, is he? Yes!
Oh, okay.
Oh,
okay.
he just finds the knock, and he was shooting into the pan there a little bit. So on the hunt for this last player, Illusions. He's going to run straight past him. He does find him with the spray of the Uzi, but he doesn't actually finish him off quickly enough. Knocks and kills they could get, as you mentioned before.
Oh,
Secret's actually knocked a second member of
Can you get the other one? Ooh, Russell.
Does, and that's...
Beat recover, though.
Now he comes out.
Up.
He's going to
down on you.
Gets a second. He needs the second here as well. He's a one and done position. He manages to do it though. He gets the second and the game for the tribe.
So Euphoria getting the better half of that. They have their
Oh, they pulled up on Sixless. Sixless doesn't. They don't know he's here. Maybe they do.
Oh,
they do.
Yeah, they look.
Sixless has found one though. And he found both.
With the DP.
Sixless.
Just playing and waiting and biting his tongue, waiting for the right opportunity to pounce onto Xiaoxi, but Xiaoxi is still, again, he has the elevation, he's right on top, and Sibu doesn't have helmet, as AJ just said, so he might be in trouble, but Xiaoxi actually falls down all the way, and he actually dies. What the heck just happened there? And Sibu, but he's all alone here, as Sergio already got dropped, so CTL's
Surprise!
left with one player. Then
And that's a great
flying in.
grenade!
Oh, he smokes. Yo, totally slow pace. They've dropped gears a little bit, but of course the thing is, yeah, we saw Group A battle Group B, and then Group C battle Group D, but we didn't see Group A battle Group C just yet. So I think Group A and Group C.
He could have stayed ahead of the blue.
Why are you healing?
He's trying to out-heal. To be fair, at the current rate, he will be fine. He's banking on Unique taking down Dream Eaters before the next phase pops, because after that, he will not be able to out-heal.
There is a secure position behind this hillside, though.
I know.
There's really no reason for this. I think this is a very big mistake from Mysterio and Myth. You won't be able to out-heal the next. He's got a couple, but that's him out. Yeah. Really big whiff there from Mysterio and Myth. I think they could have absolutely come on the backside of Dream Eaters.
Ooh, out comes Frost. He's able to get it, but he needs to mount up. He needs to try and heal. No, he popped the wrong heal. He is going to go down, and now it's just Mortal trying to hold it.
To drop him, a couple of players left. It's
Oh,
actually
he doesn't
Nagasaki.
know.
Yeah, Nagasaki is there.
It's a hide and seek game right now. Like everybody, like, where is that guy? Like he's like, I'm chilling. Like everything's good. Like,
yeah, it's all good in the hood as Euphoria is all alone. Nagasaki is their player, but he has been found.
They're not finding
him. No, they don't know where he's at. Okay, they found
finally.
him. Finally, they found him. So it will be IF.
What's going on? We are back. I'm not going to lie. Back-to-back chicken dinners for Wildcard. I didn't expect it.
No.
I don't know if you expected it. Twitch chat going nuts right now.
Going nuts for the Wildcard,
YouTube chat going nuts right now for the clips. I mean, where can they find the clips if they want to rewatch?
Well, if you want to rewatch it, you go to the PUBG Mobile Esports YouTube channel and rewatch all of the action. You go from the group stages, first game of the group stages, all the way up to today is all logged in there, and you can catch it all. Maybe get some opponent strategies.
Yeah.
Do some VOD research, but playing the game is the best way to improve it, though, Dave.
Yeah.
You got to go onto the iOS App Store and the Google Play Store, get the game for yourself, download it for free, and start playing today. If you're not already playing, you should be playing more. Get better.
At least 30 hours a day.
30 hours? Yeah.
At least.
That's casual.
It's casual, yeah. You got to clock in like 40, 50 hours a day. That's
right.
like 200 games per day, maybe, something like that. So if you're not getting 200 games a day, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Well,
if you're watching us, it's fine. But when you're not watching us,
you should be doing both. What do you mean? You should be doing both.
Yeah, I suppose you could have us on the telly and then your phone going PUBG Mobile.
That's it.
That wouldn't be bad.
That wouldn't be bad. That'd be the best.
It would be the best. It'd be my ideal living situation.
Yeah, I would hope they're watching us all day long.
What,
watching the VODs.
Yeah, the VODs, yeah. We'll get us up.
So, that's it.
Yeah, we got a few squads now. We've got a story to tell. We've got Euphoria, we've got Revenants, we've got what was B2W that could make themselves a late run. But there's so, I don't know, there's method in there as well.
This is me to B2W.
Yeah, you cut them off?
I'm being real.
You real?
I think Euphoria, Revenants.
Method as well that need points.
Method have been doing pretty poor today.
Yeah, they started off well, but
yeah,
haven't managed to convert that into more form.
So hopefully they could come in with the clutch play last game.
Sure.
You know, they want to secure the spot. But yeah, definitely Euphoria and Revenants, right? Aren't they tied?
Yeah, they are.
104.
I believe maybe Revenants have just moved above them. There's another team up in that mixture. There's also Team 9 that we'll be watching from the sidelines.
I don't think they're
praying.
Okay. I see people on Twitch that saying bye to Team 9, but I think Team 9.
You think Team 9 are okay?
I think Team 9 are okay.
We'll have to see after this game today. If the top dogs bow out early, that will leave a lot of room for the little fish to come in and sneak some points up. And
Mr. Fish? You said Mr. Fish?
No, little fish.
Oh, little fish, not my fish. You would hope so that Team Totality and Tribe, maybe even Omen Elite, just meet at school.
Yeah.
Old-fashioned
rumble on.
Old-fashioned punch out. I mean, that would be nice.
That would be.
We'll have to see. Final game of the North America PMCO Semifinals is getting underway. The players are loading on up into the plane. Where will it go? Straight down the middle like a knife. Do a nice piece of pound cake. Nice and juicy.
Like a hot knife through butter. We're cutting this in half, this map. It was AVX that were actually up close to that pack as well that could qualify. So if AVX have themselves a big game, they might be able to find themselves qualifying.
I'm looking for hot drops.
I'm looking for hot drops, so we'll have to pay very close attention to where people jump out of this plane. Of course, Miltapower, Lipovka, they are about as far away from the plane as you can get. The military base is still in play. Getting to Novo might be a bit difficult, but can happen.
B2W already dropping out. Looks like they're going to be...
We've seen Euphoria drop early every plane ride so far. Doesn't look like it's continuing that. Looks like it's pretty slow going at the moment. Method are out and looking like they might go to North George. That's one of the teams we need to be paying attention to. The Revenants are out and looking like Yasnaya is their drop location. Oh, it's all going to come down to this game, Dave.
Yep, Euphoria, lot on the line right now. Couple teams right there. They could play out of their minds. They could be qualifying. But remember, after this game, the bottom 8 will have completed 16 total games.
Yep.
Bottom 8 will be staying home. Not going to be invited back here to next week's finals.
No, they won't be.
And then after the finals, you want to qualify to make it to that Malaysia trip. So
yeah, the grand final.
Grand finals, yep. The prelims and the finals, yeah.
Yep.
So a lot is on the line for a lot of these teams, you know, starting from their houses, trying to get that trip. First circle will go on up. Kind of a surprise here. We will have about 25% not in play here.
What on earth is that?
J7, yeah, pulling out the big guns when it comes to their flair here. Jumping out the ship.
Yep.
Looking like Scuba Steve himself, ready to swim.
Oh, no. This is Tempo already onto Blood and Loyalty. So they had a rough day to try and get themselves in. But, yeah, they've managed to find themselves on the back of Tempo. And Rain might actually try and jump and get the drop shot here. He does. He finds the player. But will he be able to get the knock? He does. He gets knocked too. So he's got 2 knocks. Tempo have been pretty quiet in this tournament so far, but maybe this is the game they come alive. Rain isn't even going to finish the other bloke off. He's going to let him sit there and think about what he's done. Does go back and finish him off. So Rain collects 2 early on with a bit of an outplay.
Blood and Loyalty all day have been dropping with another team.
Yeah, they're getting...
You gotta wonder, was it intentional? Was it something that they planned to do here to set themselves up to get the kills? Or was it planning, like not planning for the situation? Like,
yeah, I think you often find them in this Pachinki City. But I think they usually drop on the southeastern side. And those 2 players found themselves in the northwestern side. Now, Tempo,
pull up.
Yeah, moving around. Fantasy actually is on the roofs, which is a very decent position to be on. It's actually one of the more powerful Pachinki positions because you can just move across the town pretty quickly and be like Spider-Man, getting all these angles.
I mean, you say that they dropped in these positions, so it's kind of been the same positions, but we haven't normally seen them take the early fights, I guess. They tend to get the loot and then peel off, evacuate the city. But today it's like nonstop. Every single game, Blood and Loyalty were in our first fights.
Certainly were. Euphoria were the squad we're going to be paying a lot of attention to. And they're looting around Quarry, just north of Quarry. They are quite spread out, so they're looting the compounds and the houses down there. So you can't imagine that's the best loot location they've ever had.
Right behind them.
Yeah, they've got their sandwich between Cream and Knights.
Yeah.
Other squads to pay attention to. The Revenants are in Yasnaya. They'll be happy with that. Method.
The only squad there.
Trying to find Method on the map. They are in North George. So it's not too bad of a spot, actually. Because
a lot of loot.
A lot of loot, and also the circle is pretty favored for the North at the moment.
Yeah, a lot of time. If I was Method, I'd probably loot North George, maybe even Darky for the heck of it.
Oh! Nice spray coming out. Fantasy's actually found one back onto Tempo. The mini Uzi spray comes out from a window far, far away, but it's not going to be enough. The second spray down comes, but it's not enough as Nico's claimed him with the with the Uzi.
Cobra.
Last man.
Man standing.
And they know where he is too. The nade is getting cooked. He's getting out of there because he heard the nade pop.
Gordon Ramsay!
No.
Doesn't like the dish. Doesn't like the dish.
Doesn't like the dish.
Oh!
He gets a tag. They're going to go in for the kill here, Tempo Storm. I know it's the last player arriving.
Jump shot to take out Blood and Loyalty.
Yeah, Spec has managed to find him. So Blood and Loyalty, their day and their tournament is done.
Thanks for playing.
Thanks for showing up. Tempo
Get
Storm will claim it.
your receipt on the way out. We'll pay for parking.
Well, I'm not paying for parking.
Someone has to pay for parking.
Oh.
Your voucher.
Oh, you get validated parking, whatever it is?
Validated parking, yep.
This
Talk
is
to the chauffeur.
An important fight. HQA, they're done and dusted. They're not going to be able to get themselves any further in the tournament, but they might be able to play.
Aggressive.
Yeah, they will be able to play spoiler if they knock. Oh, Tempest, the star of AVX, has been knocked out early. How is his squad going to respond? Because he is very isolated. So if they can find themselves in that building cleaning it up, looks like they are going to try and get some sort of alternate angle to help him out.
Yeah,
they are pushing his building. Micro TT trying to find and rush down there, but it looks like he has been overrun by HQA members. So not a great start for AVX. They needed a big one, and they're not going to...
Hey, they're straight sending it. Land. Getting ready over here. AVX, they tend to be pulling off this one, especially after, like you mentioned, losing Tempest. There will be sending them back. Still 4 members live for HQA. They are like vultures on some roadkill on the road. Going to be trying to hunt them down.
It's 3 men in 1 car.
Can Land get and close the gap here? Maybe spot them in that vehicle and spray over there with the Scar.
No, it looks like they're and truly out of there.
They're out. So very surprising play from HQA. Not something that we tend to see them do here. Early game aggression as we are tuning in to Sabrina Carpenter. AVX are going to be, like you said, 3 members in their vehicle. Sending it out. Looks like they will be sending it north, maybe towards that Yasnaya area. We'll need to be careful because, like you mentioned earlier, Revenants are in Yasnaya.
They certainly are. It looks like Team Totality will try and rotate over that Yasnaya's bridge as well. That compound just over the Yasnaya bridge, just north of it, is incredibly powerful. So look for the team that secures that to secure themselves a lot of kills. We've seen that position.
Four cream. 4 cream. This is like a jelly donut.
Yeah, loaded full of cream.
Too much cream is not the best.
No,
when you bite into donuts sometimes.
Your tummy sick. Too much dairy.
But looks like they are going to be safe. No Nero for the time being. They were able to successfully move around Euphoria. Remember, Euphoria were to the north of them in that quarry area. Looks like they're heading towards South George, possibly Hospital. But if they did any type of VOD review, they know that Omen Elite like to drop near South George Hospital. So they'd have to be on high alert as it looks like they're just jamming out right now.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of the squads are just jamming out, moving in. The circle is quite large, so there's a lot of room for activity. We've already seen one squad go out, so that helps things go.
Shooting range, maybe? The
Might be just playing in the hills. Often these circles ending around South Severny can be dominated by the hill positions and the car compounds that you do build for yourself.
Ignite, they drop Millie. They will be making their way on in through the West Coast Bridge. No one camping in, of course, going to be safe. Tempo finally wrapping up their backpack when it comes to looting Pachinki. Will be also repositioning. Seems like a lot of these squads kind of prioritizing getting to the north of that Yasnaya River early on.
Yeah, it looks like it's pretty safe to assume it will move north of
I still think it's 50-50.
Maybe.
Creep, the 4 members, the Jelly Donut.
The Jelly Donut. Jagger's on the other side. I don't know if he has an angle on it though, but it looks like J7's found it. Now Jagger has the angle. He's knocked one out of the car. He's going to go for the third, but he will crest over that ridge and get away. But that is 2 Cream players on the deck.
Getting creamed.
Spoiling in the sun at the moment.
Hey, now that Donut's looking good. Only
it looks like
2 fillings left.
Yep.
No, we were questioning, like, Cream have been driving for about 2-3 minutes now.
Yep. Oh, here's another pull-up as Tempo's pulled up on ATP. This is the ATP compound they love to play in every time the circle looks like this. Maybe Tempo knows this and is going to push it out because often it is just the one player from ATP hanging out. We've seen these 2 squads engage here before and ATP got the better of it. That nade isn't cooked enough, so he's going to get around the corner and Shifan will go down very quickly and be finished off. Yeah. That's good homework. It does get the
Shifan's grenade didn't get the knock, but they'll get the revive.
That's great homework from Tempo to know that ATP often hold this compound when it's in the circle.
Yeah.
And it's only held by 1 or 2 members usually. So a 4-man breach to secure that is well played by the side of Tempo at Storm.
So we do see the next circle will be popping. Severny, Shooting Range, School, Yasnaya, Rotok all still in play. It looks like all of our teams will be trying to rotate on in. So we mentioned, is it going to go north? Is it going to go south of that Yasnaya River? Looks like we are going to be sending it north. So a lot of the teams, rotating early will be paying off. AVX, remember from earlier, they are going to be just north of Rotok, smack in the middle of this current circle right now. Looks like the members from Cream are going to be pulling up to Severny, trying to survive just a little longer. Oh, the Knights!
Yeah, and they're getting pinned down as Tribe's actually taken Vigilante out of the car, and he might be on for J7 as well. The spray comes out. It's not going to clip him. Maybe that last one. No, it doesn't. Jagger's in the area, so he might try and answer onto it, but yeah, there we go. Lucifer's actually picked off J7 from a nice high ground angle. So that's 2 of the Pittsburgh Knights getting caught in rotation. Unfortunate stuff for them. Had a good day, though, the Pittsburgh Knights.
Very good day. Still alive as well, so they should be able to continue. One squad with the rotations trying to definitely play the long game here and survive with 4 alive. Has to be Wildcard. They made a super wide rotate all the way Yasnaya, south of Stahlberg. Now they're wrapping in through that Severny area. In the north, we see Carnage and the kill feed popping off, getting 1 kill.
Yeah, Ignite rotated straight into that Omen Elite compound. They greeted them with open arms and they got taken down.
What are you talking about?
Wi-Fi has actually taken up the football skin for the last game of the day. Quite common.
Basketball, football, yeah, swapping it up. So,
but yeah, they got greeted by basically 2 free kills when Ignite tried to rotate in.
A lot of free kills happening in this game, I feel like, on rotates.
Caught on rotations. It's quite hard when it does go north. Everyone has to rotate, and that's HQA picking up the 3rd member of Ignite, so they're down to 1. And you'd imagine Marvis's car is about to go up in flames as he rotates through. Oh, actually.
Able to make it.
He has managed to make it.
Wow, that's amazing. That was a target.
Yeah, as Chaos is hanging out, he's rotating around too, but you'd imagine he wouldn't be able to get to his teammate.
Yeah, this is all in the middle. A lot of teams trying to go north of Roshawk. CSJ, J7, finally knocked out. Yeah, finally bled out right there. We'll be dead. AVX with the 3-story overlooking this. HQM trying to provide that support to Land. Might be a deadly choice.
Euphoria have rotated all the way up north, and they're coming in at shooting range. They would have taken a lot of blue damage, and they're coming into Method. So that fight, if it does kick off, is one that we're going to have to pay close attention to, because that affects the standings very greatly. As both of those teams are in that little bit of danger zone. Method are sitting okay at the moment, but if they go out in 15th place with only 1 point to their name.
Yeah, they're going to be sweating. They're going to be sweating.
Yeah, they're sweating bullets.
Let's be real. Especially to the hands of Euphoria.
Yes.
Who are right there on the cusp.
This fight's breaking out. This is the AVX versus the HQA fight. It looks like AVX with the high ground have managed to find some nice angles and put some shots in. The cover is there now, but Wayne trying to rotate through, does get knocked down. Not sure if he's found himself a place where he can't get finished, but...
Next circle. Wow.
There he goes down. So that's 2 members now for HQA active.
Yeah, these squads can kind of fight it out. Here we go. This is the wow factor. Severny will be the only town shooting range. So it looks like that wide rotation from the 2 members of Cream going to finally be paying off. But a lot of squads taking up this Rozhawk area. They will need to push. We see Team Totality already utilizing this right out the bat. A grenade off right here. They're going to be tossing grenades back and forth. Taking out some damage right there. The rock blocking it from Salty. So they need to either prioritize this fight or the zone. Both these teams right on the edge.
Oh, it's a nice nade. Salty will get knocked down. And you'd imagine the confirm will come through. There we go. Salty taking a little bit of damage. But one HQA player is on a flank. And starting to find some angles. I believe Killer was just tagged down a little bit there by him. That's Cross, who... You'd imagine, well, his tournament's essentially over. Yeah, unless he gets himself a 50-point chicken dinner.
Yeah, AVX, they can't get taken out before 10th place. If that's the case, their spot is in jeopardy. As we see, helmet off from ADP, going to be using that VSS. We saw the remaining members from the Knights going to be taking up that centralized position. Tempo fighting Omen on the edge right here. This is near that ADP fight that we saw from earlier on, as we do see Chaos aiming down sights right there.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be taking too many shots. This is right on the edge of the circle. So these teams will have to move next time around, but at the moment they're just kind of playing it safe as we see another grenade cooked. It's offline though, unless it rolls down the hill. Does a lot of damage. They both do damage to each other.
It's so funny. They're just tossing them back and forth. It's like hot potato.
It is a bit of a hot potato game.
Who will be the last one to grab it?
Oh, that's a molly.
Molly.
It's a molly.
It's a good spot though.
But the pull-up comes in. He tries to get the run him over, run him down.
He said, enough of these hot potato plays. I'm going to run you over.
Yeah, he does get him run over. Oh, he dropped a pull there. He's dropped all of his loot there, the player that went down earlier. To the
they knew. Yeah, they want to make it a little more challenging. So Tempo over here, we made mention. They are on the edge. They are actually on the outskirts of the new zone. They are going to be gate-kept by not only Omen Elite, but also ATP. And I'm looking at ATP. We got Bappa still pulling up from the behind the south side of Tempo. And, you know, ATP, they took some shots earlier onto Tempo, so they definitely are aware of Tempo's position. Here's this big fight. Yep, Euphoria and Method. It looks like Method are going to be using the shelter for cover. It is in the zone.
That's risky, though.
They can camp it out. They could get pinched there. Yeah,
very easily pinched. Omen are going to have a nice spray onto Tempo as they try and rotate in. It looks like one of the Tempo players wore a shot to the face as he came through. ATP are going to be able to answer off with 2. But at the moment, Tempo haven't had anyone knocked on that push. And they managed to get into the compound, too, which is quite a miracle.
Yeah, especially where they were. And talking about miracles, the next circle, we need to pull this up. Severny's still going to be in play. This is the hardest of hardships you can get here. All the way to the east side. Wildcard still in it. Revenants going to be in it. B2W already trying to make the move to take up that southern position in Severny. But all these squads, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got like 7 squads near the shooting range area. They need to make the play right now. We already see Easy kind of trying to think, should I get into the buggy? Should I just scrap this one? Going to be taking shots onto Tempo.
Yeah, Method are getting aggressed upon by Euphoria now too. That's one of the Method members gone. So they're winning that fight. Going into that shelter was always so dangerous. Another player from Method knocked. This fight is so paramount for our standings.
Yeah.
With Method not having the best day today, coming in with 100 and odd points.
Trying to survive, trying to qualify. There's a circle we saw for just a second. So looks like ATP, they're actually going to be leaving Tempo behind, going for positioning instead of that fight.
They're rotating through Tensor and Enigma.
Oh, easy.
And not going to be able to find the shots as that's 2 members from Method knocked out. 3 now as Everfury goes down to B2W.
No kills onto Team Totality yet. They're going to be on the edge. They could be able to gatekeep. They got 2-2 split going on right now, so keep that in mind.
There's that hardship you're talking about. It is rough stuff.
That's rough. That is rough.
Revenants are now laying hurt onto some of the tribe members as Espinoza had the high ground. He's managed to get 2 knocks onto the members.
Okay, there.
Spray comes out. It's just not enough. They have a big spread actually on Team Totality.
Yeah, nice little split. Nice little split going on. Here's the southern part of Severny. We see a couple squads going to be utilizing the cover that Severny does offer here.
Knight going down, but this is the fight. This is Revenants versus Tempo. This is so important for the Revenants. They need to win this fight. They do drop 2 players, so it is a 2v2 at the moment, but they do win it. Tempo Storm go out. And Revenants survive with 4 kills to their name.
Major
all the players stay up importantly.
Yeah, I mean, Tempo, okay, we'll see you there. But the Revenants, they needed to defend right there because we still got 12 teams remaining.
On the northern side, Euphoria are pulling up on Omen. This could be such an instrumental fight as well. On our screens now, we see it. Omen didn't manage to find any picks as they rotated in, Dave, but that is a really rough spot.
Yeah, I'll keep my eye on the kill feed for that one. That's very important.
AVX do get finished off. Killer goes down. That will be 12 teams remaining. Tribe has managed to stabilize.
Wi-Fi. Looks like they are alone when it comes to
are they in the zone?
Situation. No, they're not in the zone.
Euphoria aren't in the zone. This is going to be very difficult for them. They're going to have to rotate via car again.
Where do they send it? I mean, they have one of their members down there to the south of Spring, so they might push over there. It is in cover, but they are going to be spotted by Zute.
Zute with the big spray knocks 2 members very low. He pulls out the AKM, but not able to connect on the players. He does get 1 out of the car. That's XDD, but
they're in the zone there. I think that rock is in play.
They could get the revive there. They definitely need to.
Well, look at it. You're pinned down so hard.
He actually is getting slowly
trying to blow up the vehicle. Yeah. If they blow up the vehicle, they have to run across an open field.
Euphoria.
No, they're not out.
They're not out. They got 1 player knocked, though. This weakens them. And I believe the other player there is knocked as well. So that could be half of their squad going down to that rotation.
And I don't know how they make it out of there, behind that rock, if that rock is even in play. Even if they are in there, it doesn't matter. Next circle is going to shift. Another yoink. Oh, we got Jagger out there on the edge. Team Totality, 4 members alive. They're going to have to regroup. ATP are going to be in it. B2W, that southern part of Severny, will be paying off. But good thing for Euphoria, they're actually going to focus on...
This is the most important fight.
Trying to survive right here, yeah.
Yeah, if Clay gets found, then he will be the last member to go down, and that will be them out with 1 point to their name.
They're right on top of each other.
Euphoria, they've managed to claim, I believe, 1 or 2 kills, but it won't be enough to... Well, it would be enough to put them in there.
2 kills.
They're not going to be able to get that bleeding player out. No, he's done.
He's behind that rock to the north as well.
This is going to be a little bit of a compound crash. This is Wildcard getting in on Cream. There's only 2 members from Cream here. And they look like they're going to be easily dealt with as Munz is going to go for the hero play with the shotgun. Not going to be enough, so that will be Cream's tournament done and dusted as well.
Yep. Wildcard, they just needed to push that to ensure that they don't get backstabbed while they transition into the new zone.
Are they going to rotate now on the side of Euphoria? They don't know that Clay is in this building. Oh, Clay actually might have just taken some shots there.
Clay took some shots.
I believe we just might have lost Tribe as well. We have.
Revenants still 4 alive over here.
ATP getting lit up by Team Totality. You see that compound on the northern side of the screen. AVX also going for a long rotation. Revenants have had a player knocked, but they've managed to recover him in the meantime. Espinosa is starting to dish the herd out onto Wildcard. These fights are getting 3rd and 4th partied everywhere as the Thanos circle decides to snap.
Method, 1 player alive. Euphoria, 2 players alive.
Not for long as you look, they're rotating in. AVX is lighting them up, and Sergio's in a really rough position. Actually, that Euphoria player does get knocked, so Euphoria are in a rough spot, but they only have 1 player alive now too.
Yeah, even if they could defeat Clay, they need to push on into new zone. Sergio has a vehicle, but Omen Elite are right there looking at this.
It is AVX onto Wildcard. The last 2 players from AVX are stuck in the box of sadness, you'd assume, as Team Totality have a good idea of where they are as well.
There you go.
They are in the zone, I believe, so
circle is closing.
It's going to help them.
B2W also looking for a big game.
They are.
Looking for a big game.
Might not be enough, but
they're still alive. They're still alive. They are on the east side, more towards the north, near Wildcard and Revenants, but I'm paying attention to this.
Last Euphoria player.
Sergio using the smoke. Clay's also.
He's out. Euphoria out. They might not have done enough as Omen of Gay kept them. That Method player, you'd assume, would drop in the next.
Yeah, 10th place.
It might not be enough.
I don't know. We'll have to see. It's going to be super close here. Next circle pops. Wildcard are going to be in it. Once again, the Knights are in it. Team Totality, ATP, Omen Elite cannot catch a break. if they wanted to. Next circle pops, they are going to have to go a little further south. Looks like Clay was Clay.
Yeah,
Clay bled out. Clay bled out. So B2W alive. Going to have to make the push. Revenant's still alive as well.
Yeah, they're still alive. They're rotating around now. They've got a really rough rotation in those. You can see Easy's got them lined up in the sides. This is 8 DPs Easy taking shots onto the Revenants. One of the players has already been knocked. I believe that's Swift on the deck now. So the Revenants really have a struggle. But this is a compound crash coming in. This is the last place from AVX versus B2W. The B2W need the points. So did AVX. Yeah. AVX were the ones that needed them more. Last player from AVX stuck in a doorway. He actually knocked them all out. So the third party comes in too to help out AVX, but B2W go down. That secures more placement points, more kill points for the side of AVX.
AVX, yeah.
A big game here could secure their spot in the top 16. HH24 kicking off again. Look at the aim on this guy. He's got the last player in his sights, Tanker. They are very far away from their squad. Tanker's actually on the flanker. Revenants players are getting aggressive onto Team Totality, but will it be enough as two players hit the deck pretty quickly? Team Totality are winning this fight pretty handedly. Richie pushes around the side. He's going to claim another Revenants player going out. 8 DP are at the bottom of this building, it looks like, as well. So this is where the main action is kicking off. This is the hard cover in the circle. As 8 DP do claim one of the Revenant members, that will be Espinoza on the outside here.
Is that Team Totality? They were fighting 8 DP, and the Revenants used that opportunity to try to push up, try to third party, try to get closer into the zone. Revenants down to just one alive.
That will be Tanker out in the wayside.
Still looks like 4 on Team Totality.
Yeah, Pittsburgh Knights might have taken out Omen Elite in the meantime as well. So it is Team Totality the only squad with 2, and they've managed to clean their house out of intruders.
Nope, close the door. Yep, make sure that's closed though. Oh, is that a grenade?
Oh! HH24 finds the knock. Will they aggress onto it? I'm not sure.
I mean, they have the position when it comes to the zone.
HH24 might be feeling it. He's throwing another nade in, and the calls come out. They're starting to push in. They're looking for this last member of ADP. They should get it. He's taken down low, and the jump shot comes out. HH24 actually gets traded, but
the save from Tensa.
It is their Enigma actually.
Tanker's still alive back there.
Tanker is tanking the zone.
Yeah,
he's
gonna
out.
bleed out. Gonna bleed out. Oh,
he's got first aid kits, but he doesn't look like he's making any effort to get in. So
they're pinned down.
AVX is the big story here. They've got 2 alive, and they needed the points desperately. They had 7 kills last time I checked, and the zone is pretty favorable for them. Of course, Pittsburgh Knights are up in the wings waiting, but Revenants and AVX,
big games for them.
Big games, very big games. You'd assume that would secure their top 16 spots off these games. Maybe not AVX, but definitely
maybe AVX get the chicken.
Yeah, they would need the chicken. Tanker bleeds out. We're into our top 3.
So we'll have to see what the overall looks like. There are going to be some shots ringing out. Jagger, the fragger. 5 kills onto the Knights so far. 2 for Jagger. Right there on the edge. Got the smokes trying to protect them from the backhand side. But the team to watch right here, like you said, AVX, you know, they're trying to get the chicken here. It's going to be a challenge. Team Totality with 4 alive. Team Totality, they do need to push on into the next zone. So they do have that against them. Let's see if the Knights could backstab, possibly, Team Totality, which will benefit AVX here.
Yeah, the only way AVX win this game is if Team Totality move now and Pittsburgh Knights start shooting at them.
Pretty much.
You can see AVX are pinned down. Even the smokes aren't going to help them at this point.
Yep, they're receiving shots right now.
They're receiving shots from both angles.
Oh, yeah. Tenth is looking down here as well. AVX, they're kind of pinched. Very unfortunate situation. Looks like Richie's pulling up.
It looks like the rest might be there, but HH24 is paying attention to these AVX guys, not letting him out at all. Looks like Jagger is also laying some shots in from the north, but this is the movement here.
I'm surprised the Knights are letting Team Totality push up so close to them. I mean, they're taking shots at them, but it seems like Jagger's focusing on...
Richie got very low, and Tensa's actually dropped one of the AVX players, and that might be AVX out. It is. So AVX have been claimed in 3rd place. The Knights versus Team Totality now is the big question. Both of these teams are qualified through, so this is just a big bragging right. It's a bit of a gunfight, but if Jagger can find himself some kills, maybe he takes Beowulf's spot.
Yeah, it's a 4v2 as well. So it could be a big win. Looks like we're going to just be spraying the grass over here. Smokes are out. Jagger and Sam both trying to limit the vision that Team Totality do have onto them.
Tensa's on 45 kills now, by the way, so he's not going to get 50, but 45 is still a good shout.
Close for no cigar. Yeah, big game right here. Let's see if Jagger could maybe get a couple more kills, like you said. Reach that top 5. Yeah.
The fan out here from the side. Enigma's on the perfect flank, so
that's nice. That's nice.
You could assume that Team Totality with complete control of the circle too will close this one out for their first chicken dinner of the day, and I believe that will leave them with 6 for the group stage. Or it's not the group stage, the semi-final, so that is a mammoth effort. As the grenades come out, HH24 is looking to get 5 kills for himself for the map. Might land with that nade, doesn't actually get Sam, not quite far enough. Molotov comes out. Jagger tags him down, actually gets the knock onto him, so you try and molly me and I'll put you down. Richie's actually going glows very well. They've actually claimed 2 here, so it's now back to a 2v2.
Getting the flush.
This might be actually a win for the Pittsburgh Knights. I believe Enigma might be the only player alive in a 2v1 situation.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
So he's in the open too, and Enigma gets sprayed down. It's Sam and Jagger to claim it out.
We thought it was the GG and the Chicken Dinner for Team Totality, but a 2v4 situation. The Knights coming on top of that one.
Yeah, and the shots started to rain out. Enigma didn't move to help his team out and left himself in a really exposed situation.
I did never see that coming.
I didn't either. I thought the fan out from Team Totality.
Enigma, it was nice, yeah.
Yeah, would have got the angles to find the Pittsburgh Knights, but Sam standing up with a 3K there at the end.
We were sleeping on him.
Put him in a coffin.
We were sleeping on him, not gonna lie. Hey, that's your squad, the Knights. You like to see
I love the Knights.
Knights fanboy right there. So here we go. Blood and Loyalty going to be checking their tickets early on in this game. Just the roughest of rough days when it comes to early game for them. Every single map they had today, they had to fight their way on out of their drop location. They won once. Maybe even twice, maybe 50%, but losing those 2 games out the gate, definitely going to hurt them. Here's the jelly-filled donut, losing some filling on the process, but Cream able to get all the way up to Severny early on, trying to get those placement points. Will it be enough? We'll have to see. The run over from Micro TT, but the three teams, AVX, Revenants, Euphoria.
We have to find where those guys are. It'll be interesting to see where Method finished up as well, as they didn't really add much to their total today. I believe they had 3 games of single-digit scores and then 1 10-point for the start of the day. AVX did a fantastic job late in the day, but I'm not sure if it's enough for them just yet.
I mean, was this their best game? No, they got like a second place, but like with 2 kills.
And this was the 3v1 or 3 kill at the end for Sam, so that was a fantastic way to end the day.
Yeah, it started at 2v4.
Yeah, that's 2 chicken dinners on the day for Pittsburgh Knights, both on Erangel, but
and 2 chickens for Wildcard. So
yeah, split evenly.
Those are the teams that got the chickens today. They will be eating good on the final day. That's it. 16 games, just like that.
Yeah, it felt like it went pretty quick.
Yeah, it did. It went quick.
Now we've only got 10 games left.
Before Malaysia.
Before Malaysia, yeah.
The land.
Crazy stuff to think about. We'll have to see when the scores are tallied up who does progress through.
Euphoria.
That's going to be exciting. Are you calling it? Are they in or out?
They got screwed that game, not gonna lie. Circle screwed them a couple times. They got pinched over there in Severny. Omen Elite did a great job at keeping them.
Took half the squad down.
Yeah, did a great job at keeping them out. Sergio, please, always that solo member alive at the end, I feel like. Clay from Method.
Clay from Method was snaking as hard as he could.
Revenants, though, I feel like, they started today, they were in
16th, weren't they?
16th, right on the line. I think they should be moving forward,
so
they were able to secure the spot. AVX, though, and Euphoria, that's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking at right now. So we'll have to see. The admins are back there tallying it up. I mean, 1 point could be the deciding factor.
Yeah, I don't want to make any mistakes on the math at this point in the game. Oh,
we need you back there. I mean, we'll keep you here, but just in case, accountant Ben.
I think they're probably a little bit better than I am at the maths down there.
That is true. That's why you're a caster now.
Yep, certainly is.
Anything, just to kind of sum up the whole experience here?
I want to know how AVX, how many points they ended up getting to see if they did progress through or if they got close. I want to see where Method ended up because they didn't have a fantastic day.
They had like a 10-point game.
Yeah, the first game of the day was 10 points, but apart from that, they didn't really trouble the scores too much.
Man, talking about chicken all day, I kind of want some after this.
Yeah, we could put an order in.
Chicken! Hey, let's get some chicken!
But it was a good day overall. I think most of the teams will be pretty pleased with themselves.
Yeah.
I don't think. Obviously, there are some losers and some winners in any competitive
If you're not first, you're last.
Well, that's it. And
Team Totality, they're probably first here.
Yeah,
Everyone
believe
else
they'll be
last.
first. Here we go. Here was the points from today's game or the last game.
29.
AVX hitting 18, so that's a pretty
this is going to be super close. Revenants with 13. I'm looking for Euphoria.
They'll be on the next page. No. Tempo Storm claiming 6 kills on their way to 7 points. This next page, the flip. How's it going to go? That's the question for me. The Revenants claiming themselves 13. You'd think they're safe. Here's the
flip and dip. Only 4 points.
Only 4 points. 3 points for Method.
Hey, we don't know. We don't know
yet.
But looking at the average points per game coming into today, Euphoria sat around 6.5, Method around 8.3. So definitely not getting that here in the final game. Certainly not. So Tribe Gaming, I think they kind of were coasting today.
Yeah, I think they were.
They're already like, okay, we'll see you guys in the finals. So we didn't see much from them. Which, they deserve to kind of relax today. They did a great job here.
They've earned their spot in the finals. So
definitely.
It's not the worst case for them. Oh, I'm so nervous for this. Of course, we will go through to see who was the top of the leaderboard first. And moving through here, here was the top at the end. Pittsburgh Knights climbed themselves all the way up to second place after a fantastic day, day 3 for them, really. 100 kills as well. 16 games completed for everybody. The unnamed dropped down a fair chunk after they had a really hot start to the semifinals. Omen moved themselves up into 7th place, so that's good stuff for them.
No chicken dinner still.
No chicken dinner. Yeah,
amazing.
Managed to finish in the top 6 without a chicken dinner, so that just shows consistency is the name of the game.
Wildcard have 3 chicken dinners, and they still outplaced them.
Yeah, Wildcard were very hot or cold, really, but didn't really get consistent placements at all. They were either winning the game or going out in last. Here we go. Euphoria, there it is. AVX to climb themselves in off the last game, you'd imagine. You'd have to see what the points breakdown is. Method just sneak in. Team 9 also sneak in.
Oh my goodness. I mean, we were talking about how I was pretty sure Team 9 was safe, but still.
That was
17
too close for comfort.
Close. Yeah. Revenants, though, able to bump up to 13th position here. So they did the most moving, I want to say, today. Shaking on leaderboards, trying to secure themselves a spot. So let's see. 52 kills, 62 points for AVX.
So Euphoria must be so close.
52, 62. Let's see what the next one is.
37 to 109. Okay, so they were a little bit off. And B2W actually managed to take a move. Yeah, so Euphoria not ending strong enough, but you see Euphoria B2W is so close there. B2W even claiming a chicken dinner yesterday on Miramar, but it wasn't enough.
So these are squads.
Commiserations to the squads that will be going home.
6 Angry Men, HQA, Latinos Unified, Korean Esports, NA, Blend Loyalty, Simplicity, Euphoria, B2W. I am saluting you right now.
Yeah, we'll see you next split.
Yeah, we'll see you next split. Don't give up for sure.
Surely not, no.
Rebuild, regroup. Did a great job. I mean, you made it here to the semifinals. And hey!
We got some movement. Tensor finishes off with 45. HH24 didn't quite break the 40 mark, but the movers and shakers are Sam from the Pittsburgh Knights and Jagger coming into the kill leaderboard. Fantastic stuff.
You like to see it. I mean, especially after today's performance, they were non-stop popping off.
Non-stop popping off.
Non-stop popping off.
Every game they got kills. Yeah.
Super aggressive. There's no cooldown from the guys. They were hot like a tamale the whole day.
That knocked Beowulf out and I can't remember who. Maybe Raven?
Raven.
Yeah, Raven. So Beowulf and Raven exit, and Sam and Jagger enter. Sixless finds himself in the middle of the Pittsburgh Knights sandwich, but those are the top performance.
That's a good-looking sandwich. Like,
that's a good-looking sandwich.
If I went to go order a sandwich, that's me eating it.
That's you eating it. Jagger and Sam on the sides.
That's me with my watery mouth because it's so juicy and so good.
It was a fantastic day of game. Okay, day of games, Dave.
Oh, man. I'm hugging myself right here. I'm happy.
Good.
You should hug yourself.
Maybe later.
Come on. Chat one. Hey! So great games from everybody. Kill leaders, phenomenal job fragging out here in the semifinals. Here's my salute for the teams that did not qualify in the bottom 8. Come back next time. Come stronger, come better. You've learned a lot. You did a great job. Make sure you go follow all the teams. Keep your eye on those players down there. But we will be showing up and pouring up in about 4 or 5 days when it comes down to the North America Finals. And remember, this is going to be important. Make sure you tune in because who qualifies for that will be getting sent to Malaysia to compete for that cash money,
and represent North America. You've been talking big words on Twitter.
And hey, baby, we're going to take it. We're going to take it. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning on in. Make sure you go follow the gram.
Yeah, Mustache Dave _ Make sure to check up on all of it. I'm not doing Instagram, but smash shouts on Twitter. It's
there you go. There you go. So, thanks for tuning in. You're beautiful. We're beautiful. We love you. See you next time.